at 6. The news is live on Joe 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sensitive Radios, Keta, Saboba FM, Saboba and A1 Radio Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Imani Africa throws weight behind the NDC's bid to investigate the contentious Ajapa deal, insisting the deal will be a conduit for corruption.
Ajapa could be a conduit for massive corruption, the way it has been designed. The starting point for the NDC will be to call for the agreements between all of these entities.
We'll hear from Vice President Bright Simmons, plus reaction from the NPP. Also, managers of radio stations shut down by the National Communications Authority in Boko petition the regulators over what they describe as unfair treatment.
We are going to petition the NCA, and we're also going to lodge a formal complaint with the National Media Commission.
Daryl was in business.
Interest rates fall for the 8th week running, but marginally as government registers 11% oversubscription. We've got details coming up on the Joy Business Report.
And later, the month of March promises to be exciting on all multimedia platforms as the group launches a month-long activities to educate you on the Ghanaian culture and heritage.
Stay with us on the Multimedia Group this month of March and be a part of all our programs, from our trips out of Accra to content that I'll be creating to the Made in Ghana Fair.
I am Amiesi Nyamecha Thompson. We are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Stay for details. Let's dig in now. Imani Africa has thrown its support behind the National Democratic Congress's bid to investigate the contentious Ajapa deal. Vice President Bright Simmons alleges the deal, if allowed to proceed, will be a conduit for corruption. Speaking on Newsfile, he expressed agreement with those who have criticized the arrangement, stating that the NDC's determination to probe the deal and hold accountable those involved is commendable. Here's a News Desk report.
The deal has been a subject of intense controversy and debate. As the controversy rages on, the NDC says it will prosecute all persons enmeshed in the deal once power is handed them. Sami Jemfe is the communication officer of the party.
Our surest bet of getting genuine accountability is when we elect the nation builder John Dramani Mahama, who has shown both in office and out of office that he has a clear will to investigate this matter and retrieve the funds for the state and punish the perpetrators.
As the scrutiny surrounding the deal intensifies, Vice President of Imani Africa, Bright Simmons, on Newsfile gave the NDC some pointers in their quest to investigate the deal.
The issue is not just about the $12 million spent. More will be spent. We think 3 times more will be spent if this process continues to the end, because they have to now pay underwriters and investment bankers. And for that reason, and given the fact that we think it's incurably bad, the government must formally tell us they've stopped pursuing Ajapa. That is the issue. Ajapa could be a conduit for massive corruption, the way it has been designed. The starting point for the NDC will be to call for the agreements between all of these entities.
But in a spirited defense, the MPP is fighting off claims that the deal is bad. Director for Communications, Richard Ahiagba, believes the deal is in the best interest of the country.
It's conjecture, because you are trying to impugn motive on something that has not happened. Because this whole Ajapa thing is a complex, abstract concept to try to create value for this country. So not a lot of people understand what Ajapa is. And so it is possible, and it is easy to leverage that confusion and want to extract political value out of it.
You heard Director for Communications of the NPP, Richard Ahiagba, ending the News Desk report. Now, managers of the 4 radio stations shut down by the National Communications Authority in Boko say they will petition both the NCA and the National Media Commission over the closure. The NCA, in a statement dated February 24, said it had shut down Boko FM, Source FM, Zara FM, and Guma FM in Boko in the Upper East region, citing their alleged contribution to the ongoing conflict through inflammable speech. Speaking to Joy News General Manager of Guma FM, Nuruddin Guma, said the NCA did not engage them on any of the allegations, as he indicates they will pursue the matter.
We are going to petition the NCA, and we're also going to lodge a formal complaint with the National Media Commission, because we are fully aware that it's the National Media Commission that's supposed to be regulating content. And the Media Commission, they have been engaging us So we will engage the National Media Commission. We'll lodge formal complaint to them, and then we'll petition the NCA and find out why they have to, suspend our authorization. Hopefully by next week, we hope that we will be on air again.
Meanwhile, the development has already sparked reactions among residents who say they are unhappy with the actions of the NCA.
Facebook is one of the dangerous tools that has escalated the Boko conflict up to this point. We're having Facebook account, Sibdo account called the Moshinaba, the Boko links, who have caused more violence, who have caused a lot of life that have lost in Boko, and yet they cannot investigate and arrest these Sibdo accounts, but they are rather closing radio station.
Yesterday there was an attack at Wanwali, a bus at Wanwali. These constant attacks, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it, but rather coming to close with these radio stations.
And you had some residents at Boko. Now, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, is issuing a stern warning to private tertiary institutions that have not yet chartered or initiated the process of chartering. Failure to comply with these regulations could result in closure. Enshrined within the Act of the Commission, this mandate applies to all tertiary education institutions nationwide, with a deadline set for August 2024. Speaking at the Conference of African Universities hosted at the University of Cape Coast, Dr. Ahmed Jinapur, the Executive Secretary of GTEC, emphasized the Commission's unwavering commitment to uphold standards.
It will interest you to note that Ghana has some 310 tertiary education institutions in the database of GTEC. Of these, 128 are private tertiary institutions, with the rest being public. As you may be aware, by the Enabling Act of GTEC 1023, all private tertiary institutions must charter or demonstrate evidence of processes towards the attainment of same by August 31st, 2024, since non-adherent institutions will be forced to close upon expiration of the window of application as captured in the law.
Please make the standing orders your friend with it. No one can intimidate you in the House. That's the instruction of newly appointed Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin to new members of Parliament and backbenchers at a training program for members of the House. Mr. Markin highlighted the significance of understanding parliamentary procedures and rules to ensure smooth operations and effective participation in debates and decision-making. Listen.
As the former Majority Leader said to me once, that my ability to stay in the House depended largely on how I use my standing orders. This I share with you, the first timers who may be struggling in your job as MPs. Please make the standing orders your friend. With it, no one can intimidate you in the chamber. With it, your confidence level would go very high. With it, there will be no disappointment. With it, you will harness your legislative prowess.
You had Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Now, flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, says the 6 new regions created under the NPP government are existing only in name. According to him, the necessary development that should be noticed in the regions are yet to be done. Mr. Mahama addressed traditional authorities at the Jakpa Palace at Damongo as part of his Building Ghana tour.
For 8 years now, the people of Damongo are thirsty. You don't have water to drink. What amount of money is better than having your own water supply system that will make sure that you get good water to drink? If you go to the hospital today, the majority of cases are typhoid cases, and that is because of polluted water. It is easy to create a region, but the things that should go so that when you enter the region, you know this is a region are still not there. For all the 6 newly created regions, if NDC comes into power, the things that you need to be called regions, we will make sure that we provide them.
NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama there. Now, the Ghana Health Service is asking the public, especially those with asthmatic and respiratory conditions, to take in lots of water as the dry weather conditions surge. The service in a statement says those with asthmatic and respiratory conditions are likely to suffer acute attacks or may experience worsening of their conditions due to the dryness of the weather. My colleague Maxwell Agbaba has details of that statement with me. Maxwell, what does it say?
Bamius, it says February February has been characterized by very harsh weather conditions of dryness and dust with a high air quality index as reported by the Environmental Protection Agency. The Ghana Meteorological Agency is also reporting of very hot conditions for the coming months of March and April. These adverse weather conditions predispose individuals to several ill health conditions, including respiratory illness and meningitis.
What are the recommendations here?
Well, the Ghana Health Services therefore recommending that we limit outdoor activities, especially for children and the elderly, wear face masks to reduce exposure to the dust, stay hydrated by drinking a lot of water throughout the day. People living with chronic respiratory conditions like asthma should continue to take their prescribed medications.
Thank you, Maxwell Agbagba. As March approaches, audiences and patrons across multimedia platforms can anticipate a plethora of exciting content and programming as the group gears up to celebrate Ghana Month. This initiative aims to educate and showcase Ghanaian culture, heritage and diversity, focusing on various aspects such as language, dance, fashion, tourism, history and food. Lexis Bill, host of The Drive Time on Joy FM, elaborates more.
Very confident that by the end of March, if you're Ghanaian, you'll be prouder than ever. The most important thing is make sure you're stuck to all our channels, Joy Prime, Joy FM, Hits FM, all the other multimedia channels, Adom TV, Adom FM, and you will totally love it. Hits FM has an amazing package for you. Be a part of all our programs, from our trips out of Accra to content that I'll be creating, to the Made in Ghana Fair, and I'm sure you will proudly love that you're a Ghanaian. You love that you're a proud Ghanaian.
And on that exciting note, we end the bulletin in our top story. Money Africa throws weight behind the NDC's bid to investigate the contentious Ejapa deal, insisting it will be a conduit for corruption. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
Hello? Yeah, Kofi. Charlie, we spoke about going to Imperial for our motor insurance today.
Shit, are you the one to remind me? I am at Imperial already.
What?
I told you about their motor insurance promo, right?
Yeah.
This time it is reloaded, my brother.
Wow.
Imperial General is saying, come insure with them from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards. 4 coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many, many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover, my brother. And now you can also get brand new tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just insure your car and you are done.
Hey, Charlie, I hear I can even do it online and still get my reward.
Oh yes, don't slow. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our socials. T&C Supply, Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
You know your papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation Movement World Cup like that? Mr. Mane, sorry. Chairman Mane. Chairman. Hey, Chairman! Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Only basic bank at your service. We've got what you need for your business and family. Whatever you need, you can call on us. Only basic bank. Only basic bank is for all. We've got the best of service for you. Whatever you need, you can count and call on us. Only basic bank. Da 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 da. Only basic bank.
At your service.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex Tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Syntex Tank. Syntex Tank, stress-free. Syntex Tank, reliable. Syntex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
Bafustone. Hey, he's a catanes. His a catanes.
Why? Why this title on this early Monday morning like that?
I like what you're wearing though.
Thank you very much. You
make Monday mornings very less stressful with what you wear.
That's stress relieving fashion, right?
Hey, could
thank you.
At the African Lad tweets at us, it says, "Guys, please, I need a job. Degree in BSc admin, good at customer service, front desk operations, good knowledge in Microsoft Office, good communication skills, teamwork."
In an economy where things work, this gentleman should have no problem finding a job.
And I'm just surprised he's settling for front desk operations for somebody who has a BSc admin degree. So,
well, that's what it's looking like now, isn't it? You know, the reality of the job market is that look,
there are no jobs. You have to just take anything.
Find whatever you can get. Just imagine spending time and money, right, on training, on education, to be marketable, to be employable, and at the end of the process, there is no one to employ you.
He's one of thousands.
Millions, 1 point something million.
Wow.
You know, and it's. I mean, look, we're not just talking about it because we need something to complain about. We're talking about it because it is a clear and present danger. It needs to be dealt with. But why is it so? I mean, how did we end up here in spite of all we've heard about the jobs that have been created? Right? Or is it that the jobs were created but nobody took them?
Or maybe we don't have people or personnel that fit those jobs.
So the jobs have been created. They just haven't been assumed. They are not being done.
I want to believe so, because I mean, you hear the politicians tout the jobs they've created over time.
It's so troubling, and you see, it cuts across all sectors. This is somebody in who's seeking an admin job, right? But there are nurses. My God, there are doctors, teachers, people we need, people we actually need. You can walk into schools today that don't have enough teachers. There are hospitals that don't have enough nurses, don't have enough doctors. They are there. The job, like the vacancies exist, but but there are people at home. There is something wrong. When demand and supply are not working, your economy itself is broken. The economics of Ghana is broken.
Well, there are some who have said that maybe we should take a second look at our educational system, because perhaps the jobs that are available now, we don't have people that suit those jobs.
Is that it? I mean, I just gave an example. There are hospitals that need nurses, but we have nurses sitting at home. There are schools that need teachers, but we have teachers sitting at home. So is it that these teachers didn't train for the right job? The nurses didn't train for the right job?
Perhaps we should identify where the jobs are now. What kind of jobs are they creating then?
And you
People
see,
know. Yeah.
And you see what you are eloquently describing today's problem.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even thought of tomorrow's problem. Right? When technology becomes the mainstay of the world.
Yeah.
And so many of the things that we are teaching people in school to do today will be irrelevant. So imagine there are kids today in secondary school who are sitting in classrooms for hours on end being taught something that will be irrelevant by the time they are required to use it.
Charlie,
I'm not shit. Okay, we'll get into it today. But of course, for the 6 a.m. news, we give our gratitude to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Now you can hear the spark clicking in the ignition as we get ready to move into gear on the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Omni Basic Bank, at your service.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, interest rates fall for the 8th week running, but marginally as government registers 11% oversubscription over the ambitious target of 6.26 billion cedis. Also, government statistician Professor Samuel Kwabena advises government to use month-on-month inflation to assess impact of fiscal policies needed to help monetary policies to stabilize prices. Also, more banks and financial institutions are accepting movable and cash-backed assets as collateral for credits, a move expected to deal with high loan default. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwab. Thanks for being with us. Hello to our friends listening at on KTU Radio at Koforidua. First up, interest rates have fallen for the 8th week running, but marginally. According to the results of Treasury bills auctioned by the Bank of Ghana, the government recorded 11% oversubscription over the ambitious target of 6.26 billion cedis. Here's more in this report.
The yields on the T-bills continue to ease in line with most analysts' forecasts. According to the auction results, the rate on the 91-day bill went down by 70 basis points to 27.82%. That of the 182-day bill, however, remained unchanged at 29.74%. However, the 364-day bill dropped to 30.29% from the previous 30.89%. Meanwhile, the government accepted all bids submitted worth 6.97 billion cedis. About 3.41 billion cedis, representing 48.94%, came from the 91-day bill. All the bids were accepted. The 182-day bill also received bids worth 1.813 billion cedis, with the uptake being the same. About 1.74 billion cedis were tendered for the one-year bill. All the bids were accepted.
Government statistician Professor Samuel Kwabena has advised the government to measure the impact of its fiscal policies on price stability by looking at the month-on-month inflation. He is of the view that the month-on-month inflation provides a better assessment of fiscal policies that are needed to help the monetary policy tools of the Bank of Ghana to stabilize prices.
And if you have a very volatile month-on-month inflation, it currently tells you that there are a lot of shocks to the system. There isn't much resilience. So the little shock to the system, you see the economy changing in terms of its key parameters. So ideally, if you want to think about how to address inflation, you need to keep an eye on the extent to which you can have some stability in your month-on-month inflation. Because month-on-month easily tells you that within the calendar year, what is it that you are doing and how is it having an effect on month-on-month inflation? Because the year-on-year inflation is that you take what is happening now and say, and last year, what was the situation? But in between, if your policies are making an impact, then you need to continue to see some stability in your month-on-month inflation.
You heard government statistician Professor Samuel Kwabena. Now, more banks and financial institutions are now accepting movable and cash-backed assets as collateral for loans based on the fourth quarter collateral registry report released by the Bank of Ghana. Here's George Yaffe with more.
Immovable assets like land and buildings in the past had been traditionally sought after by commercial banks as one of the main sources used as collateral for loans in the country. But it appears this is changing. The Bank of Ghana Collateral Registry report over the past 2 years has confirmed this trend. For instance, in the fourth quarter of 2023, the Collateral Registry report showed that almost 70% of assets submitted as collateral for loans can be classified as assets backed by cash. Even vehicles and other movable assets didn't come up as a major priority for the commercial banks. Some of the commercial banks say they are going this way because it has become very difficult to possess these immovable assets. In the fourth quarter of 2023, almost 6 billion Ghana cedis were disbursed by the commercial banks and other financial institutions. Some of the commercial banks have told Joy Business that they believe this might go a long way to help them recover their loans, a move that will deal with the high default rate and help them to reduce the cost of credit in the country. This is because a high default rate finds its way in the pricing of new loans for borrowers.
George Affe with that report. Managing Director of Enterprise Insurance, Akosia Ansentry, is calling on industry players to push for more innovative initiatives to spur growth in the sector. According to her, this is key to drive growth within the insurance space. Speaking to Joy Business at the company's centenary anniversary Thanksgiving service, she reiterated the need to increase insurance penetration.
You can't continue to do the same. We are also looking at innovation. I mean, you can't continue to do the same things that we were doing in the past. What's worked for us in the past 100 years will not work for us as we go forward. And so innovation will also be one of the hallmark of our success as we look into the future.
Akosia Ansentry, Managing Director of Enterprise Life Insurance. Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, has maintained that Ghana has the cleanest petroleum products and standards in the region. This is coming at a time that some energy think tanks have questioned the quality of products sold on the market and approved by the National Petroleum Authority. But speaking at an energy show in Cairo, Egypt, Dr. Abdul Hamid said Ghana has come very far with standards and will not drop the bar.
Since 2010, there's been this huge public voice that compels the government to adhere to decarbonization objectives and so on. So that compelled the National Petroleum Authority in Ghana, for example, in 2015, to reduce our sulfur content in our fuels from back 13s around the West Africa region. In some countries around West Africa, we have between 1,500 to 3,000 ppm. But in Ghana, we do 50 ppm. And that's about the cleanest that you can find in the entire West Africa region.
You heard Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, his Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority. Now, Unilever Ghana PLC, producer of Pepsodent, has announced the introduction of its innovative product, Pepsodent Charcoal Toothpaste. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch, category manager for oral care at Unilever, Vera Boidu, reiterated the company's commitment to providing products that meet the ever-changing needs of consumers.
For us at Unilever, our job is always to meet the ever-changing needs of the consumer. We try our best to exceed their expectations, as always. And for us, we engage them, we talk to them, they give us feedback on the products, what more we could have done better, what more we could do to meet their ever-changing needs. And that's what we did with this Pepsodent Charcoal. We listened to their feedback, we took it in, went back to our labs, reformulated, and have come back with a better product containing more charcoal for the whitening, which they have asked for, containing zinc in addition to the lemon to give them the fresh breath which they want, and then containing the fluoride at the maximum level for the strong teeth, which our consumers have known Pepsodent to stand for. So all of this make our new mix one of the best products on the market.
Vera Boidu is category manager for oral care at Unilever Ghana PLC. Now let's turn to the stock markets. Let's hear from Grace Munayin of Data Bank Research on how your investments will fare this week on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
The stock markets registered 5 price movers last week, consisting of 4 gainers and a laggard. Access Bank, Das Pharma, New Gold and Farm Milk were the advances, while Ecobank Transnational Incorporation closed as the sole laggard. The bank's decline drove the market indices lower, with the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index losing marginally to a year-to-date gain of 1.76%, while the Data Bank Stock Index lowered by 0.11% weekly to a year-to-date gain of 1.42%. Aggregate turnover totaled 871,018 Ghana cedis from the exchange of 733,867 shares across 20 different counters. MTN Ghana and Societe Generale dominated activity, accounting for 63% of the aggregate turnover. On outlook for this week, we anticipate a rise in the share prices of Das Pharma and Access Bank based on growing market demand for their stocks. For Joy Business Reports, Grace Munanyun of Data Bank Research.
On the currency market this morning, the dollar going for 12 cedis 75 pesos. That's on the retail market. The pound going for 15 cedis 83 pesos. The euro going for 13 cedis 53 pesos. On the commodity market, crude oil dropped marginally, selling at $81 a barrel. Gold lost more than $2 to open trading at $2,032 an ounce. Cocoa increased by $396. Is selling this morning at $6,256 a ton. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Carr. Thanks for doing the listening. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Jackson and the team. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Better not to go anywhere because it's all happening here, right?
Sure.
All right. So, a great musician passed away over the weekend.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yes, Peter Morgan from Morgan Heritage.
Wow.
Yes. Now, Morgan Heritage is a Grammy Award-winning reggae group. Okay. And they do all kinds of reggae, right? From lovers rock to very inspiring music, and even gospel.
Oh.
Yes. Morgan Heritage is the group that sang "Jah will wash away all the tears."
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And of course, their lead singer is the one who has passed. His name is Peter Morgan.
May he so rest in peace.
Indeed. And I thought just to remember him, we could do one of their very popular songs. One that is just beautiful to listen to, certainly inspiring, and something nice to sort of say farewell to their lead singer. So here it is. They call this one the 23rd Psalm.
I've heard this before.
there. And it's a nice way to say farewell to Peter Morgan, who passed at the age of 47 over the weekend. Grammy Award-winning reggae group is behind many, many hits, including this one. And we want to inspire ourselves with it today as we remember Peter Morgan. May his soul rest in peace. The 23rd Psalm, that's what this one is called. Hello, Ray.
My good friend.
Today, I don't know what's going on. There seems to be a funeralic hue to your fashion this morning.
No, I am actually still mourning. You know my, what they call it, our queen, Nana Akosua Chama III of Jabin. She passed away, and we are doing the first. In fact, we have finished the Dotiye this weekend. On Thursday, we'll start the Eyikesie, and it follows into the new week. So that's why I'm still, yes, you know, I'm a man of the people, so I have to reflect my custom and cultures.
That's nice. So tell us something about the departed, something that the people would like to know about her.
Oh, that she was 97 when she has been on the throne for more than 27 years or so, almost 20 now, almost 3 decades actually. And she was the calming voice that everybody would go to. You know, queens play a very special role in their courts. They resolve matters. But in her case, you don't even have to actually get the matter resolved when she finishes speaking. Her introductory words can resolve the matters for you. So everybody knew her as a very calming woman who resolved matters without any litigation and the things that follow through. Perhaps one of the things that we need to learn and upgrade into our ADR system as a people anyway.
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh, well, certainly she will be missed.
Yes.
All right, well.
Let's get into our Drive Safe campaign. And it's brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group, and supported by Toyota Superior Quality and Imperial General Assurance Solid Protection. So our tip today says, let speeders pass. An effective part of being a defensive driver is to avoid conflict in the first place. Now, defensive drivers know how to let speeders or someone who's driving over the speed limit pass them. Don't feed into another driver's road rage by increasing your pace to interact with someone who's clearly in more of a hurry than you are. Prioritize your safety, the safety of your passengers, and the safety of others on the road at all times above winning an arbitrary speed battle on the road. That's our tip for today.
All right, now let's learn how to say it right, which is brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Why on God's good earth?
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
Now, I have been raised by my parents never to act with violence towards a woman. As a man, I believe hitting a woman is an act of cowardice. Now, please note, I said cowardice, not cowardice. 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 A lack of bravery. The behavior of a coward. Now, it is important to note that the I in this word comes with the I sound, not the I sound. Cowardice, not cowardice. You wouldn't say justice or prejudice, would you? Good. So don't say cowardice, not if you wish to say it right.
Let's call it all day.
Now, guys, did you catch Newsfile over the weekend?
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, a quick wrap of some of the interesting things that were said, particularly about the Ajapat deal, all right, before we get on with the news review. Listen to this.
Will we have gone to the stock market, taking $500 million, put our resources there, pack it somewhere in Jersey, under the control of directors that none of us have ever been introduced to, just for $500 million, and then claim that the 51% that we own will appreciate when other streaming companies have not shown that appreciation, and therefore the likelihood that we'll have even have got dividends ever was was very, very threatened. The issue is not just about the $12 million spent. More will be spent. We think 3 times more will be spent if this process continues to the end, because they have to now pay underwriters and investment bankers. And for that reason, and given the fact that we think it's incurably bad, the government must formally tell us they've stopped pursuing the Japan.
This for me is very important. Must be interested in the recovery of these illegal payments, these wasteful payments, and the punishment of the perpetrators.
You actually tie it.
And the role we have, of course, and the role we have is by ensuring that the people responsible for these loots are booted out of office. Our surest bet of getting genuine accountability is when we elect the nation builder John Dramani Mahama, who has shown both in office and out of office that he has a clear will to investigate this matter and retrieve the funds for the state and punish the perpetrators.
We sit here and we're saying that government is borrowing to develop this country. The JAPA instrument is designed to generate revenue, capital, and capital to do expansive developmental work for this country, which will not be on our debt on our books as debt, but it will be revenue that come that we can use to develop this country.
Yeah, so you heard from Bright Simmons, and then you heard from Sammy Gyamfi and Richard Ahiagba communicating on behalf of the NDC and the MPP respectively.
When is the deadline for the MIIF to present the details of the 12 million to Parliament? They were giving some time, yes, when they went before the Public Accounts Committee to present some detail. Perhaps we will get a better understanding of what really happened within the 12 million scale if we get that much detail from them. And I understand that JAPA itself is not only on the back burner, but it might sit on the back burner for God knows how long.
Well, is that really the case? Because as long as it wasn't completely scrapped, there is a view that some are looking for a way back.
Well, I mean, what I know of what's happening around the MMIF, I'm sure they are not in any way pursuing this as priority. But again, we spent some money, and mostly transactions of this sort would incur some debt, which is agreeable. It is the breakdown that will tell us whether this is legitimate or illegitimate. So when they give us that much breakdown, we will get into the detail. As for whether this is a complex, abstract thing, I mean, nobody should be deceived of that. It's not true. No. That kind of story they tell kids. There is everybody who understands finance properly knows how these things are structured. So there is nothing rocket science about it. If you get it right, you get it right. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. In fact, all the other issues surrounding the principle itself was not even debated seriously before we got into the details of what really it's supposed to be, who was around it, and why those things were not legitimate ways of doing things right in the Republic of Ghana. So it is not really about some very complex thing, the latest developments around AI that really nobody would understand. Nobody to throw that much dust into anybody's eyes on this matter.
So here's what's of interest. In the end, the deal was put on the back burner. But you still hear defense of it. Okay, you still hear government defending it, that this was a good deal. So why did it get put on the back burner?
Perhaps public opinion, but I'm not sure even those, and I know people who are very close to that institution who are not of the opinion that they went about it the right way. So, I mean, perhaps
anyway,
we are asking for some accountability. Do that and stop this needless defense of a certain thinking. You can defend your position, can defend your principles on this one, but do not make it look like it is difficult for everybody in this republic to understand. That's why people did not understand it. They didn't understand it. That's why they were kicking against it.
No.
That is substandard thinking. I mean, really.
Those who constantly insist that the majority is wrong. I mean, well. Anyway, the news review now brought to you by Syntex Tanker, you're stronger, you're tough, and Enterprise Insurance at 100, Yafini promotion, celebrating our legacy, securing your future.
And the new finder for this morning says Kasaprek will ride on after to more African countries, according to the MD Richard Ajay. And addressing drivers of conflict, KIPTC expands in Ghana and Africa to tackle emerging threats. Petrosol's ISO international specification reaffirmed, and Ghana mourns as Apostle Dr. Ntumi is laid to rest. That's the former chairman of the Church of Pentecost.
Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning, I will keep my promises, Mahama, and Agogohini Police for Salt FM. NCA closes 4 stations in Boko, and at the back page, Hearts Silence RTU in Accra, and that's there with the...
Isn't the Kotoko one too there?
I am looking for it, but I see the league table. Kotoko is at number 4. Hearts is way down there around 9 or so.
It
Yeah.
doesn't talk about the fact that
Yeah.
they lost to Hearts of Lions.
Why do you do co-review of a paper I'm holding?
Why?
I'm even
We are all
wondering.
here to review all the
Ah, yeah,
papers.
why?
What's your
What is
problem?
this?
Wait, when it is your turn.
And then you are holding your paper. You are holding Blackways. You are not mentioning Blackways.
You are editing
Suddenly, people shouldn't comment on the stories from your paper.
No, I'm
co-reviewing.
Yeah, co-review.
Especially when you are editing.
Okay, now let me come to the front page since it appears you don't like the back page anyway. 2024 presidential election. Who partners Dr. Baumia? They have the picture of Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh Napo and Dr. Yao Osei Duchum. And it also adds
Is
other
that
people.
it? Is that the choice that the party has? Just these two?
No. I mean, they are mentioned a lot more. The chief of staff is in the report. There's also 2 others that you'll be interested in: Stephen Asamoah Boateng and Nana Komia, who are basically new entrants if you want to add them to the list. But it is believed that these are the front runners. They also mentioned Elseche Mensah-Bonsu on that particular. Yes,
Manifesto
yes.
Committee Chairman.
Yeah, Manifesto Committee Chairman.
It's not my first time hearing Nana Komia though.
Yeah.
It's not my first time hearing Nana Komia. His name has come up once in the past, at least to my hearing. So,
Oh, he comes from Ashanti?
is that the qualification criteria?
Well, but
I thought that it was sexual.
That's not the qualification criteria.
No. The party has not said that the running mate must come from the Ashanti region. I think you have people saying because the NPP's World Bank is Ashanti region, and because you have a candidate now from the north, you're thinking, okay, we need to the NPP needs a candidate from a running mate from the Ashanti region. I do not think that the presidential candidate must have his hands tied like that. In the past, when the NPP has always decided to do a northern-southern combination, the flag bearer is allowed to choose from the whole of the north.
That's true.
Why would the NPP want to reduce the choice of the flag bearer to just one region?
Yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't be the case.
So this is not settled. I thought the focus was on Ashanti.
Well, I mean, I think
it suits a certain
person
argument.
that you speak to sort of agree.
No, Mamavi, it suits a certain argument. But that argument has also been opposed by people even within the party.
Yeah.
And I remember Dr. Isaac Osu-Mensah says that nobody has set any rule, and there's no guarantee that merely choosing anybody from Asante will necessarily guarantee that you win the election. In fact, to him, it is true that you might choose somebody from the southern part of the country, but that's a very vast area, really.
Yeah, so they should look at choosing somebody from the south. This, taking one thing to a region, and when they begin to dig deep, they would know. You see, sometimes there are people who are members of parliament in a particular region.
Yeah.
But when you really want to know where somebody comes from, try it. Yeah.
If you want to know their
if you want to know
ancestry proper,
try it. Raymond understands what I'm saying. When they try, they'll know where the people come from.
Yes, that's true.
Politics is a very funny game. If you want to know where you hail from, where you truly come from, try politics. They'll tell you. If you want to know what your great grandfather did and all the people he offended and how he was buried when you were not born, try politics.
All right, let's get into the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page says partner state to tackle socio-economic problems. President asks Christian community. Also, President delivers the State of the Nation's address tomorrow. NDC to establish $50 million fintech growth fund to support digital economy, says former President Mahama. Alan takes campaign to markets as he sells GTP to traders in Accra. And don't get confused there. GTP is not the fabric. It's actually the great transformational plan. That is his strategy. Also, Nana Akua-Sapon appeals to Communications Minister, the NCA, to reopen Salt FM, which is in Agogo, which has been also shut down because they did not renew their license on time. Raymond, I think you mentioned the stations that have been
Yes.
shut down in Boko as well. They've been accused of contributing to the escalation of the Boko conflict, leading to loss of lives and property in Boko and its environs. That's the other side of it. On the back page, of course, the Black Queens, they are in Zambia for the return leg of the Paris 2024 Olympic qualifier against Zambia on Wednesday. And then Accra Hearts of Oak thrashed visiting Real Tamale United 3-0 in their match day 18 clash at the Accra Sports Stadium yesterday. And then, of course, Kotoko lost to Hearts of Lions as well.
Let's move on to other stories. The
Oh,
Business
we're
and
quickly
Financial
moving on?
Times. Yes, look, check the time. The Business and Financial Times for this morning says ICCO raises alarm over cocoa sector challenges. Advocates urgent structural reforms. YE employs 282 persons with disability. Agric Minister cuts short for ESRF projects. And Enterprise Insurance holds 100th anniversary Thanksgiving service. And also on the front page, Easeway Savings and Loans launches its refreshed brand to better serve customers and drive growth.
Now, the Daily Guide is reporting this morning. Oforiatta appointed senior presidential advisor Samuel Oku declares war on illegal lotto. And Akufo-Addo names caretaker ministers Eslousu, caretaker for health, Hericote, caretaker for Greater Accra region, and Hawa Kumsin, caretaker for gender.
While the substantive ones are awaiting vetting, right? Okay.
Yeah. And there's one, suspend sanctions against Guinea, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. Tinubu, who is heading ECOWAS, is the one saying so.
Because ECOWAS has lifted sanctions on Niger.
Yes.
So some of the sanctions have been lifted. And there's trouble brewing in Senegal, surprisingly.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting that Tinubu is the one leading this call, because Nigeria has been quite belligerent in their responses to these countries when they are now. In fact, since the coups happened, actually, Nigeria has been quite belligerent. They of course have been chairs of ECOWAS while decisions to make military strikes and so forth were made.
Yeah. I think that there's a fundamental issue that comes up with all of these. ECOWAS believes that there's a lot of misinformation deliberately targeting its structures, making it easy for people to think that it's no longer serving its purpose. So the countries who are purporting or who are saying we are breaking away, they are getting a lot more support than they believe is really necessary. So you need to re-strategize so that you don't break your front now more than ever.
Will this change their minds though?
But you see,
sanctions relieve anyway.
When you have an economic body that over the years has focused on political administration than the economic reasons why it was established. That's what you get.
Yeah, that's true.
So we established ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States.
Yep.
We talked about free movement of goods and services and persons. It has never happened.
Yeah.
It has never happened. A country can just decide to close its borders and nothing happens in ECOWAS.
Between Ghana and Nigeria,
the
number of products that are banned between Ghana and Nigeria, it's completely ridiculous.
So look, ECOWAS itself, yes, we all agree that you need a stable political environment to enhance economic activities. But unfortunately for ECOWAS, over the past years, one of the things they've dealt with the most is political instability. What sort of a subcontinent are we?
Anyway, well, so 24-hour economy remains best strategy is the last story on the front page of the Daily Guide. Yeah.
I'm sure we can go for our online news review then.
Yeah, and it's brought to us this morning, as always, by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
Now, Goyle PLC, your CIMG Hall of Fame and 2022 Petroleum Company of the Year, has taken the lead again. Goyle has opened an ultra-modern liquefied petroleum auto gas service station. The modern auto gas service is safe, clean, and offer affordable alternative fuel for your vehicle. Look out for the Goyle Auto Gas Station in the following areas: Burma Camp Goyle Service Station, Peshi Goyle Service Station, Pedu Junction Goyle Service Station in Cape Coast, in Pintin Goyle Service Station in Takoradi.
Pintin.
In Pintin. Yeah. Kentin Chrono Goyle Service Station in Kumasi. Goyle delivering the safest and affordable gas at your convenience. Goyle Good Energy. Jana Yadim.
And navigating through the hurdles of an SME can be stressful and sometimes risky. But what is life without risk? And a business owner without the Zenith SME Business Card. The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card tailor-made for SMEs for secure payments for goods and services. As a Zenith SME Business Card holder, you have access to business services at discounted rates, Visa practical training skills, 24/7 access to funds, and much more. Your business deserves to be taken to the next level, so unlock the potential of your business today with a Zenith SME Business Card. For more information about the Zenith SME Business Card, call Zenith Direct on 0302 680 or 0307086370 or visit zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
All right, so on myjoyonline.com this morning, Mahama chastises government for slow pace of development in new regions. Okay. Also, Ghana Health Service issues guidelines to cope with rising temperatures amid GMET forecast. So it's going to get hotter, apparently, and we all need to be on our guard for that. Man sets himself on fire outside Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. You can read about that on myjoyonline.com as well. I think it's time now for us to move on for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us. And Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Enterprise Insurance at 100. Celebrating our legacy, securing your future. Time-tested, truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
And that's why I choose Goyle. I'm a Zuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion, and a patriot.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Hello, you're with Newsday on the BBC World Service with Davina Gupta and Rob Young.
Coming up, closed-door negotiations in Paris raise hopes for a potential ceasefire deal in Gaza.
Also, the people of Belarus have been voting in parliamentary elections. However, hopes that this could lead to a change in government are limited as the president, Alexander Lukashenko, has cracked down on the opposition for years. We'll hear from the exiled opposition leader, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya.
In Ghana, celebrities may soon have their wealth audited. We'll hear from a YouTuber and influencer on how this will affect his work.
And one of Europe's biggest airlines warns that airfares are likely to rise by up to 10% this year because of a shortage of new aircraft. First, we'll get a bulletin of the latest world news.
Hello, I'm Neil Nunes with the BBC News. Israel's military has presented the government's war cabinet with a plan for the evacuation of Palestinian civilians from the Gaza Strip's southernmost city of Rafah. We get more details from Jenny Hill.
Israel has repeatedly insisted it will move civilians to safety before sending troops into Rafah, but it's still not clear how it intends to do that. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has vowed to push ahead with his much publicised plans for a major ground invasion, despite ongoing talks aimed at a temporary ceasefire and the release of Israeli hostages. Mr. Netanyahu said that any truce would simply delay his attack on Rafah, where he claims battalions of Hamas fighters are hiding among the civilian population.
The International Court of Justice will hold a final day of hearings later in a case looking at the legal consequences arising from Israel's occupation of the Palestinian territories. The United Nations General Assembly asked the UN's highest judicial body to provide an advisory opinion which is not legally binding. From The Hague, Anna Holligan.
The African Union and the League of Arab States will be among those presenting their analysis to the judges today. During the course of last week, the World Court, as it's often known, heard a range of views. The most critical came from the Palestinian delegation and its allies. They argued Israel's occupation was tantamount to apartheid and constituted a violation of the Palestinian people's right to self-determination. Israel did not take part in the hearings but did submit a statement in which it said an advisory opinion would be harmful to attempts to resolve the ongoing conflict. The outcome of these hearings is expected within 6 months.
The Hungarian parliament is expected later today to ratify Sweden's membership of the NATO military alliance. If the parliament in Budapest does follow its own government's recommendation, Hungary will become the last of the 31 NATO members to support Sweden's accession. The Afghan Journalist Center says the Taliban authorities in the southeastern Khost province have banned girls from making phone calls to radio and television stations, and Barasanati Rajan explains.
The Afghan Journalists Organization said in a letter sent to media outlets, a local Taliban police chief had warned that some private radio stations were promoting moral corruption by broadcasting school lessons or social programs involving girls. The letter said that media officials would be summoned or prosecuted if they allowed girls to take part in the programs. Since seizing power in 2021, the de facto Afghan rulers have imposed several restrictions on women and girls, including refusing to allow the reopening of secondary schools for girls.
World News from the BBC. Tuvalu's former Attorney General Feleti Teo has been selected as Prime Minister of the Pacific Islands nation. Last month's general election saw the former Prime Minister, Kausea Nautano, who backed relations with Taiwan, lose his seat. There had been speculation that Tuvalu, one of Taipei's 3 remaining Pacific allies, could consider establishing relations with Beijing. Police in the Pakistani city of Lahore have had to rescue a woman when an angry crowd mistakenly accused her of blasphemy. The woman was wearing a shirt emblazoned with Arabic calligraphy, which the crowd thought bore verses from the Quran. Here's Caroline Davis.
Footage posted on social media shows the woman sheltering at the back of a restaurant, covering her face and looking visibly terrified, as a crowd of men surround her, shouting that blasphemers should be beheaded, held back by only a few police officers. The authorities estimate that it took only a matter of minutes for a crowd of between 200 to 300 to gather in the narrow streets. Blasphemy is a crime in Pakistan and is punishable by death, although some people have been lynched even before their cases go to trial.
Indian Railways has ordered an investigation after a 53-wagon freight train travelled more than 70 kilometres without drivers in northern India on Sunday. Officials say it began moving down a slope on the railway tracks after the driver and his assistant got off for a crew change. The train moved at speed of nearly 100 kilometres an hour. An international group of scientists has launched a second expedition to explore an underwater mountain chain off the coast of Chile, days after completing a mission that discovered more than 100 new species. One of the scientists told the BBC the aim is to ban fishing and create a protected marine zone in the area. BBC World News.
Here, Batmat is here again. XXL clearance sale. Guaranteed savings. From now till the end of April, the big sale continues. Get discounts of up to 70% off sanitary wares, light tiles, waterproofing, and all other product families. It's the year to get things done. Visit our showroom at the North Industrial Area next to the Winners Chapel, Ghana. Don't miss out. Batmat, welcome home.
Hello, Ghana. I've got great news for you. After 26 years of academic excellence globally, Botho University is now in Ghana, offering degree programs in health information management, cybersecurity and risk management, software engineering, network security, and computer forensics. Admissions are ongoing for January 2024 with up to 50% scholarship for the first 150 students. We offer flexible payment terms, internship opportunities, and experiential exchange programs with our sister campuses. Pick up your admission form today at our East Legon campus near ANC Mall or call 0302 523 782 or WhatsApp 020 990 4714 for more information. Botho University, vibrance, innovation, impact.
Honey, I know you're a bit hard up now, so I've decided to sell the gold necklace you bought for me, so at least we can pay our rent.
Wow, that's so nice of you. But you see, there's just one problem though. The necklace, is actually not real gold.
So it's not real gold, it's real what?
It looks like gold, but it's actually fake.
So all this while I've been walking around thinking there's real gold on my neck, not knowing it's galamsey chain.
Honey, I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry for yourself. No wonder you're broke. You continue being broke, sir.
Don't wait till a rainy day to realize you've been played. Times are hard. Invest right. Invest with iVest, the smart fixed-term investment account from Isway that gives you real value. iVest, real returns for real people. Call Isway now on 0302 208 222 or text iVest to 4993 to get started. Isway, your trusted financial solutions partner. Isway is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
He's up bright and early, serving your premium morning radio show. The Morning Man. It's the Morning Man, Kojo Jackson.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy.
You know, when your employment rate is high, there are signs in society, aren't there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Now, so many of them, for example, there's the boom in other quasi-employment options available to people. So people are home, they try to find other things to do with their lives. They are very agitated. It reflects in the traffic situation because people are very angry wherever they find themselves. There is an uptick in crime connection all over the world. The study suggests that, in fact, it is rooted in the thinking that the devil finds work for the idle hand.
Yeah.
So if you really are not working, you'll find other means. And there's this study that suggests that people who are not working actually are more depressed out of the fact that they are not working than out of the fact that they don't have money. So two things. It's not just that you do not have money, that's the problem. It's the fact that you just are not participating in an economic activity. And in the Republic of Ghana, if you are not working in the house, if anything gets missing, you are the first target. Yeah. Even if food, they will target you first. So being unemployed is a depressing situation. Being unemployed is very painful. At a time where cost of living is very high, it worsens the situation. I just ask myself all the time, even me who is employed, once in a while I complain about the cost of living in the country. How much more the guy who's not earning anything legitimately, who is every day confronted with, where am I going to get my next meal? And the part of the research I was telling Winston the other time, that says Greater Accra and Kuma and the Ashanti region, they have higher unemployment rates, higher than the average one. Is that not problematic? People move from all over the country to these places to look for jobs. Yeah. Then it becomes a problem when they get there, that the jobs are really either non-existent or they don't match the jobs, so they cannot fit in. That is a very painful thing to do. Because when you leave home, the expectation is that you bring something back. You improve the lives of your people. But you got into urban situations and now cost of living is higher in these places, right? In urban situations.
Yeah.
So come to Accra, exorbitant rent that they increase arbitrarily. You don't know which criteria they are using, but they increase it arbitrarily. Then you find a place to live. Then transportation is also very high. The fuel itself is a massive problem on your hands. That after roaming the entire streets within the day, not getting a job to do, you come home and you're compiling cost on yourself. So it's painful that anybody, and the part I isolate and also take very key notice of is the people who have gone through tertiary education. It should never be possible that we give the promise to our people that, study hard, get the best of grades. The guy gets the best of grades, goes to a tertiary institution, comes out of the tertiary institution, then
no job.
Is now confused and don't know what to do with their lives. That is the height of the pain that people suffer in the Republic of Ghana.
You know, it also takes a heavy toll on families.
Yeah.
People,
have to support
I have seen documents where wives leave husbands because they've lost their jobs because they don't have jobs. Sometimes you're unable to pay fees and they have to withdraw the children, put them in other schools. Or sometimes they really seriously don't know the way forward. It can take a very heavy toll on families.
During the banking crisis, there was this family, and the man spoke to me about how, in the same area, kids go to the same schools. Then he loses his job during the financial sector cleanup. Then every day, he withdrew the child for a while. He has to have that conversation with his own child about why the child is not going to school. He says it's perhaps the most difficult thing. All the excuses you give to your child.
How can you tell your child
yes,
that after giving birth to you, I have a responsibility?
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm telling you that I cannot.
And it's very painful because they see their colleagues go to school.
Hey.
So it's a terrible thing,
What
actually.
kind of parents would you be then?
Raymond, you made a point about Greater Accra and the Ashanti region. But why not? In a country where it is believed that you must move to the city in order to work, people would come here. And so you'd find a lot of people here. Unfortunately, there will be a lot of people here who are looking for jobs because they moved into the capital city. They moved into Kumasi believing that they will get jobs. And that's why you'd have huge numbers there and by extension, huge rates of unemployment. But this is it for me. Years ago when I was undertaking a course in local economic development, we kept asking the question, don't our leaders know these things that we are being taught? The fact that develop is a deliberate thing. Okay, you just don't get up and expect life to be simple for people. You actually would have to plan. So this is the point. You know that people are moving from the rural areas to Accra, they're moving to Kumasi in search of jobs. You know that that if you set up any industry, some of these areas have competitive advantages. And you know that if you want to set up industries in these areas, because of the need for jobs, the people would actually help you set up these businesses for them. You just don't leave it in the hands of the private sector, because the private sector would always look at their profit margins and sometimes may not be willing. It is the reason government incentivizes people to go to certain areas. But how do you do this? I was happy when the NPP came into office the first time and indicated that they were going to give a 2 million equity funding to all districts to actually set up businesses as part of the One District, One Factory initiative. That was in line with our local economic development policy that says this is how we should go about it. Unfortunately, because of where are the factories, we decided to do what? We decided to abandon the One District, One Factory original initiative and now go ahead and say, there are these number of factories. It is not the fact that there's a factory in every district as originally promised, but now we have these number of factories being built, and that's the end of it. The problem is this. Look, people have used, we've talked about growth poles, you've talked about central place and all of that. The whole idea is that where a community exports jobs, listen to this carefully, where a community exports jobs, there's a boom in the provision of service in that community. And so in the mining sector, for instance, if there's mining within your community, what you would see is that the people who move from other communities into your community who need services, which most of the time the indigenes will provide for these people.
Linkages.
Okay. And we also, when we started the creation of new regions, for instance, part of the reason I supported even the creation of new regions was the fact that once you create new regions and you would have to create all these facilities and all these offices, what you'll be doing is to be extending these services to these places where people can take advantage of it. But the problem is that once we start the establishment of these things, the deliberate next effort is what is always missing with us.
Look, I want to talk about the politics of it as well. Because you see, now do you realize why people were very adamant that this government should reduce its size? Right? Where you are managing an economy that cannot create jobs, or that cannot create enough jobs, yet you are employing so many people in government. Just the look of it is bad. Forget about whether or not what amount you will save by reducing the size of your government. Just the optics is bad. How can you have 14-point-something% unemployment rate? Meanwhile, at the presidency, you have, and I want you to count with me, okay? Count with me. 4 directors of communication, right? 5 deputy directors of communication at the presidency. 2 communication specialists. Okay. All right. Okay. Then there are 2 communication officers, 5 technical communication assistants. We're not done. No. 1 media aide. Then 1 assistant media liaison officer. Right? Then 1 communication consultant. Then a presidential advisor on media.
If it didn't come out, I'd be shocked.
Do you understand? So you just ask yourself, what are you telling your people? What are you telling citizens, President Akufo-Addo? What are you telling citizens? That people will go to school, spend money to get all kinds of degrees, and the economy you are managing can't find a job for them. But you can employ all of these people to communicate for you and still get your communication wrong. No, I'm sorry, but at this point, we have to call a spade a spade. Failure is failure. There's no, backtracking or walking out of this one. This is catastrophic. And yet they'll put their names on it as if they've done something big. Look, today we want a solution to the problem, but let's be clear. The problem is very, very, very big. Very big. We're getting into it on the Super Morning Show. Stay with us.
And insure your vehicle with Imperial General Assurance from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards, fuel coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover. You could also get brand new car tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just come insure your car and you are done. Call Imperial General Assurance today on 0577 667 436 or talk to your broker or any of their agents across the country for further details. You can also follow Imperial General Assurance on social media. Terms and conditions apply. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
And you know, a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. That's why we offer specially formulated quartz engine oil with age resistance technology. It's a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine and improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. Choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz keep your engine younger for longer.
But you can't wait to visit family and friends in London, right?
Absolutely not.
Yes.
When can I go?
No, you don't have to. I mean, you be doing things and be calculating days and times. That's because British Airways flies there 10 times a week.
Why'd you take your time to say that?
They fly, you know. It might cause difficulties.
You must be careful.
yes. Especially when I just finished saying British Airways.
And
yes.
You know, based on the fact that there's no L in account.
That's true. Yeah.
So Winston has given you your parachute.
That's true.
It's not there.
So British Airways flies there 10 times a week to 2 different airports. You know. Now let's talk about it this way. Fly into London Heathrow or Gatwick Airport. Treat yourself to British Airways Club World and experience exceptional levels of comfort and service. Club World comes with a seat that reclines into a fully flat bed. You think about it, one of the most difficult. You are going some journey, then the person sitting like is small, then you are struggling. But this one, you have a very comfortable seat. It reclines into a fully flat bed and offers you a premium dining experience. Or you can fly World Traveler Plus and enjoy a quieter, more spacious cabin. Fly British Airways and experience the best of British hospitality on your journey to London. Don't wait. You book now at ba.com.
Hey, from now on, only Raymond will do this.
You want to cause the...
Oh, goodness. Right, listen. Great news for you. Batimat is here again. It's the XXL clearance sale. Guaranteed sale. Mama B, drink water.
Can you believe that?
Hey, we are serious people on this show. Listen. Batimat says come and enjoy the XXL clearance sale. Okay, it's guaranteed savings. All products in the showroom are up to 70% off, okay, between now and the end of April 2024. So listen, all your construction projects can be done now this year with complete peace of mind. Don't miss the opportunity. It's the year to get things done. Batimat is home to some of the best brands in building solutions. They're the leading distributors of Legrand electrical products like distribution boards, not forgetting enclosures, switches, sockets, breakers, and so forth. They also have the best waterproofing solutions and chemicals for your building project. Other products include tiles, lights, office furniture, sanitary ware, bathroom accessories, and so forth. Enjoy great discounts on all of these items. It's price craziness at Batimat from now until April 30, 2024. Go visit their showroom at the North Industrial Area next to Winners Chapel, Ghana, close to ECG Aveno. Call them on 054 431 4553. Don't miss out. Batimat, welcome home.
Now, Enterprise Insurance, leader in general insurance since 1924, is celebrating 100 years anniversary with a Yafine motor insurance promotion. One lucky winner will drive off in a brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai, all expense paid. To win, purchase or renew your vehicle insurance with Enterprise. From now till June 2024, monthly raffle draws offer you lovely laptops, also TVs, microwaves, fridges, and more. Also win instant free fuel coupons and gift. Visit any Enterprise Insurance branch or just call your broker or agent. You can also call directly on 0302 634 777. Experience the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise Insurance, your advantage.
And you know, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Well, brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste is the way to go. Pepsodent Charcoal is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. Pepsodent Charcoal White gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. For our herbal lovers, try Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissues while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for the past 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association, and it gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. Call 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist free. You can get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call our customer care center on toll free 0800 2030. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Now start the new year with easy and secure movement with SG Ghana. Get reliable motor insurance and receive free fuel for your car. Buy or renew your Sound Drive insurance with SG Ghana from now till the 31st of March and get free fuel up to 500 Ghana cedis for your trips. A time to hit the road with reliable insurance and free fuel. Visit any SG Ghana brand today and get the cover you need for your car, plus free fuel to take you places. Sound Drive plan is underwritten by Alliance Insurance. Terms and conditions apply. Switch to General Ghana. The future is you.
All right, don't forget, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is still your #1 supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture. The prices are very affordable, and of course, you can buy everything you want from them online at kingdomstoreonline.com. All right, saves you a trip to the shop. But I'll tell you what, you get very quick delivery, and you don't even pay for your delivery if you're in Accra or Tema. Isn't that nice? Of course, you can pay by Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now get more value for your money with the Hollad into Swore Motor promotion. You get into Swore when you sign up to the Hollad's Motor Insurance between now and April. Enjoy free fuel vouchers, free roadside assistance when your car breaks down, an amazing gift too. With Hollad's quick motor insurance claims process, you've got the best insurance ever. Yeah, too brutal. And to contact your insurance broker or the nearest Hollad office, you can also call the toll-free number 0800 444 999 to sign up. Join the Pepple family. Hollad Insurance, we insure you and everything you love.
So Toyota users, get ready for a revolution. If you want your Toyota engine to function optimally, then there's only one choice, the Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil has been rigorously tested and proven to be the best oil for your Toyota engine, specially crafted to keep your Toyota engine running smoothly and efficiently. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil is available at all Toyota Ghana branches across the country. Nothing makes your engine happier than Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. For bulk purchase or distribution, contact Toyota Ghana on 0302 429801. Toyota, superior quality.
All right, your birthdays and all the stories from the world of sports coming up in just a moment. Stay with us.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year. only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data, or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN Just For You. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique Just For You package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest-earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide, high credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis, and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100, or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And where do you think you're going?
To train in the garden.
With my broom?
Mom, it's a javelin.
Oh, really? And that plate?
That's not a plate, it's a discus, Mom. We are training to become winners.
Well, you know you need lots of energy to become winners. So you both better start your day with Twisco before you go anywhere.
Besides its great chocolatey taste, Twisco is enriched with Enerfort, a blend of energy-boosting vitamins and minerals for little winners.
Thanks, Mom.
Got to keep my little winners in shape.
Twisco, power your dreams.
This advert is FDA approved.
It is a birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
Today is Romeo Aja's birthday. Romeo is a corporate affairs manager at Imperial General Assurance. We wish God's blessings and God's solid protection over him. It's from the entire team at Imperial General Assurance, and of course from all of us here at the Multimedia Group. To you, Romeo, enjoy today.
And this one says a special birthday to Nateku Awoladote Watson of Victory Presby Church School, who turns 13 years today. We wish you God's speed and grace. We love her so much. From your father Nidote, mother Linda, and your siblings Koko and Noete, and all the family.
All right, happy birthday to Force Azi Tete Selon Komla, Yao Teen Yeboa, Yao Insia Jemfi Kojosak, Yao Otin Karikari, lots of Yaos. Romeo Aja Koku Dowokpo, I hope I've said that name right. Did my best. And of course, John Hansen of Cape Coast, aka Handsome Hansen. Happy birthday to you. All right, then, the Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. And Twisco Energy Food Drink from Promasidor Company Limited. Twisco, power your dream.
So welcome to your future, a future designed exclusively to propel women-led businesses to the next level. Are you a female entrepreneur developing technology or leveraging technology? Well, the Standard Chartered Women in Tech Incubator Program is offering specialized mentoring, mini MBA business courses, curated networks, tailored masterclasses, and seed funding to help you unlock unimaginable business growth. The program is implemented by Ashersi University's Ghana Climate Innovation Center, and you can apply. We encourage all you females to apply. Apply to the Standard Chartered Women in Tech program by visiting scwomenintechgh.com or the Standard Chartered Bank Ghana social media pages and get more information. Application deadline, remember, is this month, February 29, 2024.
Hello, Ghana. There's an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market, and you should know about it. From the producers of Cowbell, permit me to introduce to you, Mama V,
You're permitted.
Twisco, a chocolate food drink enriched with Enafort, a combination of energy, boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamins, vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. Twisco is available in 20 gram and can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 Ghana 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet, empty contents into a mug, mixed with 180 milliliters of water, previously boiled, add milk and stir. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco chocolate drink. This advert is FDA approved.
So, romantic ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
spice things up this Valentine month, which is a season of love. To qualify, just make bill payments and Momo Pay transactions with your Momo app or Momo USSD code *170# and stand a chance to win a 2-night stay at a luxurious 4-star hotel or resort for you and your partner. Just imagine that. To enter the raffle to be one of the 16 lucky couples, all you have to do is the same thing you do every day. Pay your goods and services and other bills using the Momo app or pay with the Momo USSD *170#. Is that easy? Love is complicated, but this promo makes it simple. For Momo, Tia de Kakra, Dio do Kakra, and the Momo Valentine's promo. And the more you pay with Momo, the higher your chances of winning. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. So hurry now. Love is waiting. Terms and conditions apply. Fentu, Tahiru Fentu.
Hi. Good morning to you, Winston.
Good morning.
And good morning, Mama V.
It's good to see you.
As always, good to see you. Welcome all of you aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentu. Tahiru Fentu. Coming up this morning.
Tsimikas. Glancing header, it's in! Virgil van Dijk just might have won the Carabao Cup for Liverpool.
Yeah, not the weekend Chelsea fans would have anticipated as Virgil van Dijk's late winner broke blue hearts to give Liverpool the Carabao Cup title. Also,
Francer again. Mateta, he couldn't make it, but Joe Mayu could. Coburn at Goodison on Monday and gets another for Palace to put this game beyond the reach of Burnley.
that's Jordan Ayew scoring in consecutive Premier League games for the first time in 4 years. All of that to come. But first, here at home.
Lions have an opportunity through the middle, looking at finding the shot from the distance. This is it!
Yeah, after a month's break, the Ghana Premier League returned with Godfred Asamoah scoring the only goal to see Hearts of Lions beat 10-man Kotoko 1-0 at the Kpandu Sports Stadium on Saturday in a match week 18 fixture. The win was Lions' third of 4 games after having had to wait 14 games for their first win in the GPL. The defeat was also Kotoko's first in 8 matches. But the officiating did not please the Kotoko assistant coach David Oklu. But for his opposite number, Bashir Hayford, he says beating Porcupine Warriors is something he's become very used to.
I think our boys played well, especially in the first half. Created some decent chances, but we were not able to score. And when you have chances and you don't score, your opponent will definitely punish you. But we were all here. We saw what happened. I think if we want football to go forward, our referees have to be up there. They have to be fair.
Well, as for Kotoko, I've been coaching other teams meeting Kotoko, and I don't think there has been a problem for me. When I took out from Kesbin, Lidiama, Ashanti Go, there was no problem. So I told them, Kotoko, they should not fear. The name is big, but they should not fear them. And so exactly they were doing. Some of them, they hear the name Kotoko and they start panicking. So I said them.
That's Bashir Hayford. He's back, bigger and better. The former Kotoko coach is now in charge of Heart of Lions, sticking the knife into the heart of his former team. You heard him there, Bashir Hayford. Before him, David Oklu the assistant coach for the Porcupine Warriors. Hearts of Oak, on the other hand, they recorded their biggest margin victory of the season, a 3-0 win over RTU at the Accra Sports Stadium. Hamza Issa, the youngster, scored twice. Enoch Esibontin added the third in the second half to give them the victory. The Hearts of Oak boss is Ivorian Abubakar Ouattara. He was asked about the status of the club in Ghana, and he said something quite interesting.
I believe you know more about Hearts of Oak. It's one of the biggest clubs in Ghana. It comes with so much pressure.
Not in Ghana, no. One of the biggest clubs in Africa, but the people are bringing this team at a lower level. That's I can never accept it. We are going to try to bring Hearts of Oak at the past times level, the potable level, but only hard work, no anything again.
Abubakar Ouattara saying all the right things and getting into the hearts of Hearts of Oak fans. The emphatic win means the Phobians move from 11th to 4th, while RTU are now bottom of the league table. Meanwhile, Karela United, they scored 2 second-half goals to beat Legon Cities 2-0 in their first game at the Sherigat Sports Complex in Nalerugu. Elsewhere, Gold Stars beat Brecum Chelsea 3-1. Great Olympics edge before Kwatano 1-0, while Nswateman won 1-0 at Bichem United. Later today, league leader Samatex will play away to Ediona Stars in Doma. Let's move on to Africa Inter-Club competitions now. Godfred Ichahene, he scored the only goal as Dreams FC pipped Club African 1-0 at the Babaya Sports Stadium in their penultimate group game in the CAF Confederation Cup. The win takes Dreams to the top of Group C with 12 points, but they are not through to the quarterfinals just yet. They'll play against Rivers United, who are 3 points behind Dreams FC, and so Dreams FC must avoid defeat in that game against Rivers if they have to book a place in the quarterfinals. The Dreams boss is Karim Zito. He says he wished they scored more goals.
I would have loved it if I had scored about 3 to 4 goals, but I know I can't lie to myself. It won't be easy for me, but at the end of the day, told you it's a win at all costs, and we shall do our best to win. But I'm feeling high. I'm very happy with this young club, and when you look at where we've reached today, I think it's a plus on us. Now we are leading the table, so at least one support the time. I once led the table before anything else, so I'm okay.
That's Karim Zito. Meanwhile, the CAF Champions League, in the CAF Champions League, Midiama, they lost 1-0 to Al Ahly on Friday in Kumasi. Young Africans also won 4-0 later in that day against CR Belouizdad, which means Midiama's journey in Africa is practically over. On Friday, the Black Queens, they took on Zambia at their Accra Sports Stadium in the first leg of their 2024 Olympic Games qualifiers. They lost by 1-0 here in Accra. The world's most expensive footballer, the world's most expensive female footballer, Rahel Kundananji. She scored the only goal in the 18th minute. The second leg will be played on Tuesday in Ndola, with the winner over the 2 legs progressing to the final round of qualifying, where Tunisia or Morocco will be waiting. The Black Queens head coach is Nora Hapsel. She's optimistic they can overturn the result and qualify.
For me, it's good to build on this performance. I think the players showed a lot of our values. Teamwork was here. I think there was the passion here to win this game, the passion to play football. And one single error, this is then a high level, and we lost this game 1-0. It's a good base, but for the next game. It's 180 minutes to go, and I'm so much convinced that when we put 1 goal in Zambia in, we will explode and we go through to the Olympics.
That's Nora Hapsel there. The Black Queens held their first training session yesterday in readiness for the game after arriving in Zambia on Saturday, the early hours of Saturday. They left right after the game on Friday, and that match against Zambia is actually on Wednesday and not on Tuesday. Meanwhile, in Rabat yesterday, Argentina's Ricardo Gonzalez took home $320,000 for winning the Hassan II Golf Trophy. Gonzalez has urged African federations to organize more competitions for golfers in or on the continent.
I want to say practice and make all the association everywhere in the world, especially in Africa, make tournament to the children play that tournaments and to keep a good experience, good everything to be great players.
That's Gonzalez, winner of the big golf tournament that took place of course, over the weekend in Morocco, where very own Nathaniel Atto and Mubarak Haruna were. Let's wrap up with some action from England.
Tsimikas, glancing header, it's in! Virgil van Dijk just might have won the Carabao Cup for Liverpool.
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk scored the winner in the 118th minute for Liverpool as they beat Chelsea 1-0 in the Carabao Cup final yesterday at Wembley. Chelsea failed to convert their numerous chances and were punished with 2 minutes to the end of extra time. Gary Neville, the former Man United captain, called Chelsea blue billion-pound bottle jobs after the game. The Chelsea manager, Mauricio Pochettino, says it was not a fair comment from the former Man United man.
We are a young team and nothing to compare with Liverpool, because they finished with also few young players, I think it's impossible to compare. And he knows, he knows that the dynamics are completely different. And we were playing today Liverpool and Chelsea, Liverpool, and I think it's not fair to talk in this way if he said that. But I think we are going to keep strong and believing in this project and see what we can do in the future.
What about Jurgen Klopp? He's won Champions League and Premier League titles at Liverpool, but he described winning yesterday's Carabao Cup as the most special of them all.
It is, in my longer career than mine, but in my more than 20 years, easily the most special trophy I ever won. It's absolutely exceptional. Sometimes I get asked if I'm proud of this, proud of that, and it's really tricky. I don't know. I wish I could feel pride more often. Just don't do. Tonight was an overwhelming feeling. I was, oh my God, what's going on here? I was proud of everybody involved in everything here. I was proud of our people.
That's Jurgen Klopp there. In the Premier League, Alex Iwobi scored a 97-minute winner for Fulham as they beat Man United 2-1 at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Arsenal underlined their title credentials as they recorded their sixth consecutive win with a dominant 4-1 victory against Newcastle. Of course, Jordan Ayew, he scored and assisted as Crystal Palace started the Oliver Glasner era with an emphatic 3-0 win over Burnley at Selhurst Park. It was the first time in 4 years that Jordan has scored in consecutive Premier League games and now has 4 goals and 6 assists this season in the Premier League. Yesterday, Luka Modric came off the bench to score the winner for Real Madrid in that game against Sevilla to keep them top of the La Liga table as well. That's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Center. My name is Fentu. Tahir Fentu. Back to you, Mama.
Ad Salah. Small win, you for win. All right.
I knew this was coming.
Thanks, friends. Let's quickly.
Like you're always waiting for
cross
Chelsea to
over
lose.
To Uncle White. I didn't wait for you to lose. It was yours to win. You lost it. Nami Kosam. Uncle, good morning.
Gorgeous, good morning. Gorgeous.
Yes, Uncle.
What are you doing to my brother? What are you doing to Fentu?
Always, every day.
All they needed to do yesterday was just win.
Fentu, I have a question for you.
Uncle Ebo, good morning.
Good morning. I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
How many Malams were involved in that fight?
Mama was sitting in some corner with a cloth wrapped around her face and powder, and she was doing something. She's part of the people who caused the defeat because there's no way Chelsea should not have won that game. Like, it's inexplicable.
How many times did they hit the bar and the post?
They had the goal disallowed. Fair to Liverpool. They also did same. Then they hit the goal post. Liverpool did the same thing. And Chelsea had one-on-one chances. Like, it was unbelievable.
You go explain, Taya. That's all you're left with.
Mama, your against is not nice at all.
This is the only reason I didn't come here last week. And then she called me and said, please, if we have offended you, we beg, come back to work. So the only for her to bully me.
No, I'm not. Uncle.
Yeah.
I think we're on to like the 6th letter today, right?
Yeah, today is the 6th letter, but I want to make it the last letter because there are tributes I want to pay before this month is over.
Okay.
you remember this weekend, a wonderful man was buried. Apostle Dr. Intumi. I knew him personally. I worked with him on one of his books. And Mama V, that is, you meet that man and you are proud that you're a Ghanaian. Wonderful man, deep man, grounded, very well grounded. And on Thursday, I'd like to pay him my tribute. Plus, I lost one of my best friends also last week. And so I'll put them together.
Right.
His name is Enokesi, and I would pay a tribute to Enokesi. So Thursday, before February goes, I want to pay tribute to the two men.
Right. Sorry for your loss, though.
Yeah, thank you very much. How do you respond to that thing when somebody says so? Our condolences to you and things like that.
I think thank you should be it.
All right, then thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now, I told you that I was going to give you the title of my next play.
Oh, yes, the first quarter play.
All right, Mabi, I'm going to make you part of the decision to choose a topic, the title for the play. Are you ready?
Okay.
I'm going to give you two titles. Pick one.
All right.
The first one, Dubai or no sex. The second title, how to say I love you.
I'll choose the first one. Because I've been moving with you for a very long time. I'll go with Dubai or no sex.
All right, okay. I'm sure you've made a lot of my people, my team happy.
Are we all supposed to be voting?
No.
Okay.
This one was just for you.
Okay, all right, sure.
And you are on the side of the majority in my group, so congrats.
Thank you.
My dear nephew, I had just settled in to write you this mail when your message came through to announce that you and Anna Rose had just had your first fight as a married couple, and you said it had left you devastated. You said you had never seen her like that before, and you said it had left you scared and confused as to whether you made a mistake with your choice or not. You said Anna Rose used words you never expected her to use on you, and you said she was out of control. Of course, you did not give any details of your own role in the fight. Remember, it takes two to tango. Anna Rose could not have fought with herself. It always takes two to fight in a relationship. Now, even though the two of you are fighting, I still want you to read this letter together. If the tension is still so high that you cannot read it together, then you read it first and pass it on to her when you are done. And if this letter helps you to make up and move on, then I advise that you make the time after both of you have read it separately to now read it together. The first thing I want you and Anna Rose to understand is that conflict in marriage is normal. It is not a sign that your relationship is in trouble. It often signals the need for both of you to wake up and tend the relationship. You see, a relationship is like a garden. Its beauty depends on how well you tend it. Relationships call for regular tending. How much attention you give it will determine how beautiful it becomes. And conflict in a relationship is the garden of your love, calling attention to both of you that there are weeds to be taken care of. And now, even though conflict is normal in a relationship, there are rules that will help you use conflicts whenever they arise to build a stronger relationship and not to weaken the relationship. And if you do not pay attention to those rules, the conflict that is normal could become a disaster in your relationship. So let's look at just a few of those rules. Rule number 1, ask yourself what is fighting, not who is fighting. You see, in every fight in a relationship, there is something in you and in your partner that is doing the fighting. It could be fear. It could be insecurity. Or it could even be folly. It is seldom love. If you discover that you are fighting out of insecurity or fear, then don't fight your partner. Fight the fear and fight the insecurity. In other words, don't fight from your baser self, but from your nobler self. And I would talk more about the two selves in this mail. Rule number 2, don't fight to win or to score points. Fight for clarity and to make the relationship better and stronger. If you are fighting just to prove that you are right and she is wrong, then you are not fighting from your nobler self, but from your baser self. And remember that your baser self, and your baser self is your selfish self. It is a self that is not growing, that is not moving into perfection. And that self, the baser self, cannot love. Please understand that in a relationship, if one loses, both of you have lost. So winning an argument in a relationship is like roasting your tongue for meat. You haven't done anything. Rule number 3, don't attack your partner. Attack the issue. In other words, don't get personal. You see, if you attack Anna Rose, she will naturally get defensive and fight back or defend herself. In the same way, if she gets personal with you, you will also get defensive and fight back. But the thing is not to get defensive. There's an issue, there's a relationship to be protected and to grow. That should be your concern, and that should be the aim in your fight. Rule number 4, in a fight with your partner, never use anything your partner told you in confidence against him or her. And never use anything your partner told you in a moment of vulnerability in a fight against her. For instance, if Anna Rose told you that she was once in an abusive relationship, then you have no right in a fight to say to her, that is why your ex used to beat you. You know, any fight in a love relationship will come and go. But if you betray your partner's confidence, you have shattered trust forever. And even long after the fight is over, you will still have a price to pay because you betrayed that confidence. Rule number 5, pick your fights carefully. You should not fight over everything you don't like in your relationship. You should not fight over everything you disagree with in your relationship. Choose what issues deserve attention and what issues to just dismiss. Rule number 6, pick the time and place for your fights carefully. Don't rush to address issues. Don't fight when there are third parties around, and don't fight in public. And don't fight when one party is not up for it. And finally, for this morning, end every fight with "I love you." In other words, end every fight with an affirmation of love. Why? Because the fight must be about seeking a better and a stronger relationship with your partner. If that was not the objective of the fight, then the fight was useless. And if you cannot say to your partner, "I love you," after a fight, then you did not fight right. So, my dear nephew, pick yourself up. You and Anna Rose have a long road ahead of you. This is just a little pothole along the road. There is great future for the two of you. Read this letter and pay attention to it, and you'll be fine. And this has been from your uncle, Ebo. And gorgeous, that's my presentation for this morning.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ebo White. We're working on the "I love you" after the fight. That one we have to work on it because
it's important.
Yeah.
Couples never do that, but if you can't say "I love you," then why did we even fight? Because we fought because of the love, isn't it?
Yeah. But in that moment, you'd forget that, there's anything called love, But we will work on it. Thank you for reminding us. Thank you for saying it, actually.
You're welcome. And have a fantastic week, Mama V.
All right. So, Uncle, are we going with Dubai or no sex?
I'll pass it on to my people and say, even Mama V agree with you, so you can have it.
All right. Uncle Ibo White with Food for Thoughts on a Monday. This is the last letter, really, and I know a lot of you have been requesting. I've seen the messages. Please, today I'll let Jojo give me so I can share with all of you the letters that Uncle Ibo has been sharing on the Super Morning Show, Food for Thought. It's about 2 minutes after 8. Apologies. Let's bring you the Business Minute now, which is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and we welcome Waker Recapital, together towards tomorrow.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. Interest rates have fallen for the 8th week running, but marginally. According to results of Treasury bills auctioned by the Bank of Ghana, the government recorded 11% oversubscription over the ambitious target of 6.26 billion cedis. More banks and financial institutions are now accepting movable and cash-backed assets as collateral for loans. That's based on the 4th quarter collateral registry report released by the Bank of Ghana. The National Petroleum Authority has maintained that Ghana has the cleanest petroleum products and standards in the region. This is coming at a time some energy think tanks have questioned the quality of products sold on the market and approved by the authority. Elsewhere, the boss of Ryanair has said holidaymakers will face higher fares this summer due to new Boeing planes being delivered late. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts.
Wake up, good morning, good morning.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's 4 minutes after 8. This is the Super Morning Show on a Monday, live on Joy 99.7 FM. Thanks to Daryl and the business team for bringing us the Business Minutes. And we're always so grateful to Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you. And Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. And we welcome Waker Recapital, together towards tomorrow. They all bring us the Business Minutes here on the Super Morning Show. Now, Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into sales of ultra silent generators from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generators. They stock genuine spare parts of all kinds for various generators as well, and they do generator rentals. They have branches nationwide. You can find Anointed Electricals in Amrahia. That's their latest, one of their latest branches, Amrahia. Frims Oil on the main Adenta Dodowa Road. Also East Legon, Lagos Avenue Road opposite Tom Rick Hotel. Tema General, the Tema General Hospital Road, Community 9, just after the overhead. Kaswa off the Wager Kaswa Road near Simaf Cement Depot. And Odoko, you know, that's where they have their big head office at number 77 Anointed House of the Odoko Malam Road. You can also call their hotline 0243 480 334. 0243 480 334. If you're looking for generator and quantity, it's got to be Anointed Electricals. Maybe you don't permanently need it, but for an occasion, they will rent a generator for you as well. If you have a generator that's not been working for a while, you want it checked out, still talk to Anointed, the generator expert, and they will fix you. Now, are you a salaried worker in need of financial support before your next paycheck? Do you need funds to solve urgent financial needs? Well, access up to 400,000 Ghana cedis with CBG salary-backed loan products at very competitive interest rates. Acquire that appliance you've been dreaming about, settle your overdue rent, complete that project at home, and do more with the salary-backed loans. Here's what you've got to do, though. Just visit any of CBG's 114 branches nationwide and explore their variety of salary-backed loan products, including salary advance, that's the payday loan, also Dream Life, personal overdraft, controller, and PERSA term loans, all with flexible repayment conditions. For further inquiries, contact CBG on this number 0302 216000. You can also send CBG an email. Send it to talktous@cbg.com.gh or visit any of their social media handles. You can find CBG on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. How do we fix our unemployment situation in Ghana? The rates has been steadily increasing. Join us on WhatsApp 055-111-1997, on X with the hashtag Joy SMS, and on Facebook as well, Joy997. Social media messages brought to us by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa, and Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you are covered.
And everyday people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here's one you would want to remember: star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank Money emergency number. Star 770 hash gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more, even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
And you can now get your vehicle insured anywhere, anytime with Provident Insurance's Obaya on WhatsApp. She works round the clock, so you don't have to worry about closing times. Buy, renew, and file claims for your vehicle, bebia. All you have to do is chat Obaya on this number, 0242 426 396, 0242 426 396, and let Obaya help you. It's quick, convenient, reliable, and saves you time, so you can do more in your day. Chat Obaya and get your vehicle insured now on Provident Insurance. So text your Obaya, bebia with Provident. Man, you're covered. And big stories brought to you by Latest Foam. Latest Foam is your partner for life.
And dreaming of the perfect sofa to upgrade this year? Your dream sofa is now a reality at Latest Foam, introducing a sensational V sofa range where comfort meets style at prices that will make your heart skip a beat. Hop into any Latest Foam showroom nationwide to dive into a lot of colors and choices, from the sleek L-shaped V sofa at just 3,100 Ghana cedis to the complete V sofa set for an unbeatable 6,500 Ghana cedis. You have the opportunity to elevate your living space with Latest Foam, your forever partner in comfort and luxury. Hurry, your perfect sofa awaits. Latest Foam, your partner for life.
And every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases foul breath. Now, how do we deal with this? Well, two ways. Pepsodent Charcoal, which is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. The charcoal white gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. And if you're a herbal lover like me, well, then try the Pepsodent Herbal Toothpaste, which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extract, formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissue while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. And Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association, and Pepsodent is giving you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. To take advantage of this, call the toll-free number 0800 161 000, and then you get to talk to a dentist for free. You can also get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call the customer care center on toll-free 0800 2030. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Maybe have you seen the video? I'm told there's a heavy traffic on the Accra-bound section of the Tema Motorway, Accra-Tema Motorway. So, if you're coming to Accra, from Tema to Accra, there's a huge traffic, heavy traffic.
Wow.
And I've just seen the video. I mean, no vehicle is moving. You should see it.
Do we know what is causing it?
I don't know what's causing the traffic now, but look, in case, so we're told that there's a truck that is, sports track, so that's causing this huge traffic on the motorway
on a Monday morning.
And so if you are yet to join the Accra bound session of the motorway, you probably may want to take an alternative route if possible. The traffic there is very, very huge. We're also told that it's also huge traffic on the Kaswa Accra Road from Amanfro to Malam Junction. There's some traffic there also. So we probably would call on the police to get to that side of it and see if they can actually help deal with the situation. But late birthday entry. This one says, I'm wishing my wife, Madam Christabel Sasutin Krang of QCC Cocoa Board, a happy birthday, and I pray the Lord will honor her steps to greater heights in all her endeavors, from your husband, Tinkrang Sasu Alexander of GRA.
Well, can we also get the police? Sometimes when the police is on the scene, at least they are able to control the situation somehow, so that if this track can be removed so that vehicles can freely flow, then that will also help. So we'll call on the police MTTD to check out the situation on the Tema motorway from Tema to Accra. And then you also mentioned Kaswa from Amanfro.
Malam, exactly. But get the best returns on your investment. Invest with iVest, a secure fixed-term investment from Easeway that offers so much more with a minimum of 5,000 Ghana cedis over a minimum period of 3 months. Increase your earnings by investing over a maximum period of 12 months. Times are hard, so invest right. Open an iVest account today and invest your way to massive wealth. iVest, real value for real people. Call Easeway now on 0596 914843 or text iVest to 4993 to get started. Easeway, your trusted financial solutions partner, and is a member of the Ghana Deposit Protection Corporation. And Easeway, they've rebranded to serve you better.
Winston, we're talking unemployment, but we're looking for a way out with today's conversation.
And it's a very important conversation to have, Mamavi. Look, if you have 14.7% of your population unemployed, 14.7%, you'd ask a few questions. Now, if you look at the fact that by first quarter, 2023, it was at 14.9%, and that reduced to 14.6%, but then increases to 14.7%, you want to find out what the problem could be. 1.85 million people unemployed, and these are persons who are looking for jobs and yet cannot get jobs. And what does it mean for even our population? What does it mean for our country, for instance, when these people are looking for jobs and yet they are not getting jobs? Okay, we've talked about it earlier. We've talked about even the security implications of these persons who are looking for jobs. The fact that you have a lot of people who have, tertiary education and yet cannot get jobs. We're speaking earlier about the fact that, you're advised to go to school and get a job, and then you come out, you can't get a job. The other point of all of this also is, by ILO standards, you look at, when you're measuring persons who have jobs, you look at the fact that have they been engaged in any paying job over the last 7 days prior, beg your pardon, to that particular survey. So you're looking at the fact that, have you been paid for any job that you did over the last 7 days prior to the survey? And if this is the situation, it means that a lot more would have to be done. How do we deal with it in ensuring that, one, a lot of our graduates that we say go to school, because when you go to school, you probably would get employed.
Yeah, it's like you're guaranteed a job once you're very educated.
Today we have a lot of young people, because of a lack of employment, going to do a master's degree. Because he leaves school, he can't get a job. So he says, let me try a master's degree. By the time I finish, hopefully I can get a job. Lots of things would come to mind. The economics of education would actually tell you that when you keep people, Raymond, in school for a very long time, they don't end up looking for jobs. And so part of the reason in the past there was a whole debate about a 4-year even secondary school system was to try and keep more people in school, okay? And at the time, I know many of my mates, we had to wait for 2 years before you go to the university. All of those things were part of ways of actually, yes, we know the strike may have influenced that, but at the time, it actually would delay the time that you come out of the university and start looking for a job. I'm not saying people should not go to school and credit early, but once people are graduating early, the job market must also be available for them, must be ready for these persons. How do we ensure that the job market is ready for these persons? One of the things I've been thinking about, the fact that a lot of people today, if you ask them to do the kind of jobs that they would, they're very simple jobs here that do not pay. And so we talk about underemployment. The jobs that, people's expertise are even above the kind of jobs that they do.
Yeah.
So we talk about underemployment. But these same persons wouldn't even mind doing it elsewhere because it gets to pay them more. So how do you even ensure that there is equal pay for equal work in this country? It's another part of the conversation we must have. Because people are working and they're not getting paid for the kind of work they do. I know that
and spending all the money on transportation, for instance, on fuel. Yeah.
No, it's an interesting development. I think that, and let's be clear, one of the greatest signs that your economy is prospering beyond mere statistics is that people get jobs to do, and it's easy to get well-paid jobs to do. I hope you get my point. And it matters because no matter the talk you have about all the things you have done, you remember some time ago we're discussing what was called jobless growth. And finally, the people who were willing to draw attention to the jobless growth conversation, remember under Mills, when we had the 14% or so, 11% GDP growth rate, we broke it down. So see, this is predominantly coming from the oil sector. That's not a high job intensive area. It's not an area that's giving 50 million or 10,000 or 2 million people jobs. So certainly you're not going to get the numbers going into that particular sector. What you need to do is invest in areas where it can generate jobs so that your economy will not necessarily be growing and yet it will not reflect in the jobs numbers. That was the time we went to. Then we reached the point that the growth numbers were very low. Then back to 2017 when the growth numbers started picking up again, the same conversation about jobless growth came up. I think what we have done wrong as a people is pretend that we are fixing the problem of unemployment. But at the core of it, if your economy is not doing well, forget about having jobs for the people. So we should understand that fundamentally, that if you have sustained growth for a very long time, it should relate and necessarily translate into jobs if it's not jobless growth. So we should have systems where we are not just trifling with the problem, pretending to solve it and make it a political partisan issue.
Yeah.
So this government comes in, brings policies like graduate business support scheme. Then they'll bring less debt. You remember there was a time that they were very popular, introducing all of those ones. They collapsed in a matter of 4 or 5 years. Then during Kufuor's time, when it was determined that unemployment was a national security matter, what was introduced? Youth Employment Program. Then now it has metamorphosed into different names, and all that we do is put partisan people, sometimes even people who cannot create jobs for themselves, are the ones who are put in charge of these units, seeking and pretending that they are creating jobs for young people in this country. They create temporary exits and intros, like one that was recently the NAPCO. Then after 2-3 years, it becomes nothing, becomes a useless entity. We are failing to fix permanently structures that build jobs for the people.
Yeah.
We are failing to do the things that others have done so simply and only built upon it. We are still, because at the core of our solution is how many votes would I get out of that?
Comes down to votes, huh?
Yeah.
All right, listen, we want you to add your voice to this discussion. And it reminds me, just last week, it was widely reported that those persons with disability were working working in the toll booths, right?
Yeah.
They had been employed.
Finally absorbed.
It turned out that that wasn't entirely true. They were now going through an interview process.
Wow.
Yeah. So listen, 05511119997. Also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. We'll have our friends from Anointed Electrical Engineering Services joining us. Who needs a generator? Who wants a generator?
Me.
Aha. We will fix you. It's all coming up here on the Super.
The way things are going, everybody would want a generator.
You need one.
Yes, the way things are going.
They ask you who needs a generator, I'll say it depends on who wins in December.
Wake up. Good morning. Good morning.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. across our continent, across the world. We are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way. A better Africa.
Hello? Fair driver. Are you sending the sales?
Boss, Medicana Kopim.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Charlie, I didn't have time. I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Boss, you could have insured in the market.
But how?
By texting Obaya on 0242 426 396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere.
Annie,
babia. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242 426 396 today. With Provident.
Man, you are covered.
Ooh, things are looking up on this side.
When you upgrade to the enhanced GCB mobile app, you start doing more with ease.
Create a GCB instant account easily and conveniently with your GCB mobile app and start sending and receiving funds. All you need is your Ghana card.
Pay your bills, subscriptions, and fees to multiple merchants safe and secure.
Charlie, tap the app. Open a GCB instant account and experience the recoded vibe.
You're able to top up on all types of ECG prepaid meters with their special card readers and keep the power on. No worries, no stress.
With GCB mobile app, you can also generate prepaid and virtual cards to use on ATM machines, POS devices, and for online transactions.
Well, I pay my subscriptions and fees with my GCB mobile app conveniently.
GCB mobile app. Download now from Google Play Store or Apple Store. Upgrade your style. GCB Bank. Your bank for life.
Breaking news. Vodafone Ghana is becoming Telecel. Stay tuned.
Hey, Cashman.
Yeah.
Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls?
My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Oh, is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
Oh, how?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel.
And that's why Nana is calling us. Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534
or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after-sales service. Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish, your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG, we stand with you.
Waika Re Capital. We are a multinational fund management company regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Our aim is to help our customers thrive by enabling them to achieve their lifetime financial goals while investing their funds in ways that create a positive future for them, their families, and their businesses. In this way, we help them to create the best life. Speak to us today. Call us on 050-157-7546 or 050-157-7546. 7547. Visit www.wikarecapital.com. Wika Re Capital. Together towards tomorrow.
Everybody get up.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
If you can't hear what I'm trying to say, if you can't read from the same page, maybe I'm going deaf, maybe I'm going blind, maybe I'm out of my mind. Okay, now he was close, tried to domesticate you, but you're an animal, baby. It's
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
This is the Super Morning Show, some 27 minutes after 8, live on Joy 99.7 FM. As for these days, dear, whatever happens, you need a generator on standby. You need a generator on standby. Some of us experience the low currents, and the electricity cannot power the things in your home. Some of us, we actually don't even know when the lights will go off. We keep going on and off. You need a generator on standby, and that's why this next conversation is really, really important. We're talking to our friends at Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited. In studio, I have Mr. Richard Akwe, Head Marketing and Business Development, also James SL, Assistant Principal, Anointed Technical Training Institute, because I'm sure you may have heard that they have a technical training institute now, also training people. We'll talk more about that, but good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to your listeners and our customers.
Right, and thanks for making it. Thanks for allowing us to explore a little bit how our listeners can own generators, because it is even more crucial now. But first of all, let's talk about what makes you different from your competitors. Anointed Electrical Engineering Services.
Okay, the big thing we have on our side is our business model. Basically, we have about 16 branches spread nationwide, and obviously it means that when you sell a generator to a customer, you are quick to respond. The response times are better. Right. And then we got technical men, technicians in all these branches, as well as marketers. So we are better placed to see to the needs of our customers, yes.
Right.
And so the remotest areas in the country, you find it's there. Our technicians are able to get there. And that makes our customers see us as a premium vendor, because especially customers who have branches all over the nation, obviously, if you have a branch in Tamale like the banks, you want your vendor to be able to meet the needs of your branch there.
Right.
And that's why we are best placed.
Do you have generators for all of us? Maybe you're talking about big corporate entities.
No, you'll be surprised, Mama. We have generators ranging from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA. For an average household, I mean, with the doom saw, when lights go off at night, it gets really hot and warm. Now, you can have a small 5 kVA, which would power your fans at least, maybe not an AC, but at least it alleviates the hardship that comes with light off.
With the recent weather reports, we're told that it's even going to get hotter.
Exactly.
So you can't afford to sleep in darkness.
Exactly. It's very important. I mean, temperatures are going to get to average of 40 degrees daily, So if this happens at night, imagine what you're going to go through. You never can sleep. Yeah.
So we can buy from you, and we can also service with you.
Yes, we do. When we sell, we service as well. We maintain. We put you on our service level agreement. So we do the regular maintenance quarterly throughout the year. And Mama B, the unique thing about us is that we service all brands of generators.
Oh, okay.
Not only our brand. So if a client, a competitor sells to you, and he doesn't take care of you, we'll move in and take care of you. We don't discriminate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, if you just join us, my guest in studio, Richard Akwe, Head Marketing and Business Development, Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, also James Asel, Assistant Principal, Anointed Technical Training Institute. We're talking about Anointed Electricals. It's actually 2 in 1 now, because apart from the generators that you're familiar with, they also have a technical training institute. Just a bit more on the generators, and then I'll come to you, James.
Okay.
Maybe I should go to James now, because James, you have a school.
Yeah.
Is it very new?
No, we've been in existence for 5 years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So tell us about it then. Anointed Technical Training Institutes.
Okay, so like we all know, most people know about Anointed Engineering Services. So we are known of sales of gensets, but we also have a technical training institute. What makes us different is that we do 20% of theory and 80% of hands-on practicals, and we are also accredited by the CTVET. Yes, so we have accreditation to train, and we train people in the professional way, so that when they go out there, they can also fit into the job market.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and you've been doing this for
5 years now.
Tell us about some of your courses.
We do electricals and controls, where we train people in domestic wiring, that's the residential wiring.
Okay.
We also train people in commercial wiring and industrial wiring. We also do control panel building. We train people to design control panels, assemble them, build it themselves. Any kind of electrical equipment that you want to design a panel for, we train people in that area. Then we also have the generators and plants, our own. We are into the sales. The main company is into the sales and services of gensets. So we have the training institute, where we train people to also go out there to work on gensets. Not just to work on. We train people because we sell the genset, and we have the experts who work on these gensets. So we train. If you want to learn, you can come to us.
Transfer that knowledge
yes,
to the
exactly.
as well, so that
exactly.
you can also go into servicing
yes.
and maintenance.
It's very easy for us to do because of the engineering side.
Right.
So when the school trains these students, we then pass them on to the main practical field work, the technicians. So they go out there on the field hands-on, and they are able to learn to solve problems.
Right. I like that very much.
We also have solar installation. We do solar installation training. We do auto mechanics as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I understand that the duration of the course.
Yeah, it depends on the course that you choose.
Okay.
So we can also make it 6 months. Some of the courses are 2 years, like the mechanical related courses, 2 years. Electrical, for instance, is 1 year. But we have people coming in. We have professionals, workers who want to do a short course like 2 months, 3 months in just generator servicing. We had people coming in for just 1 week, pure practical training on how to go about gensets. So we can tailor our courses to meet your timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Tell us where we can find Anointed Technical Training Institutes.
We started in Accra here at our head office at Odoko, but currently we can be found in Kumasi, Asqua.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have a number that people can call to get in touch
Yes,
with
please.
you. Do you have it ready
Yeah.
now?
If you're in Accra, you can call us on 0544 337171.
Hey, that's so fast.
Okay,
Please
let me take my time. Let me take my time. So if you're in Accra and want to reach us, it's 0544 337171. In Kumasi, you can call us on 0544 337172. You just change the last number to 2.
Okay.
And you get us
All
in
right.
Kumasi.
Mr. Akwe, on the generators.
Yes.
Is there like a special arrangement? Maybe I want to own one, but I don't have the ready cash.
Definitely. Walk into the office and definitely you can package something to suit your budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We are flexible with our terms of payments and arrangements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please give us a number to get in touch with
Okay.
you.
You can contact us on 024 348 0334. Let me repeat it again. 024 348 0334. And personally, you can also call me on 0544 339017.
0544
33 9017.
Okay, so I've written your number down because I want to get in touch with you and get
No
myself
problem, no problem. We'll sort you out.
All right. My guest, Richard Akwe, Head Marketing and Business Development, and James Asel. Just before you go in some 30 seconds, why should we choose Anointed Electrical Engineering Services, whether it's for the school or to get a generator?
Right. The issue is that a lot of people are selling generators. You get different brands, good brands.
Please don't call now, or he's still on air. We beg you. Give us a minute.
Different brands. The key thing is after sales service, the support. That is what is important, because when you sell a big asset like a generator out there, you need someone to take care of it. And that's where we are. That's where we come in. We've got the spare parts, we've got the men. Now, there are a lot of guys I call the cowboys in the system. They sell generators, there's no support. So you find out that a client might have bought from our competitor and they fall on us to do the servicing. Right. So after sales support is our, strong point. And obviously our branch network nationwide. Yeah.
Hey, and we also didn't add that you rent generators. So if you have a special occasion coming up, and you don't
we do rentals. We do rentals. Various occasions. You want to hold a funeral, you want to hold an event, you don't want any power interruptions. We rent out generators as well. Yeah.
As for these days, you don't even have to wait for the power to go off. You need the generator to
before. That's what usually happens. So
is it on hourly basis? Is it daily?
Daily basis. We'll give you a very good rate.
All right. Listen, you've heard it. You have the numbers. You know what to do. Please call Mr. Richard Akwe. Call any of the numbers that we've put out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Akwe. Thank you, James Asel, as well. For being on the Super Morning Show. We are affiliated with you, so as
yes.
We are together.
Yes.
Stay with the Super Morning Show right here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's plenty more coming your way.
Hello, 80 customers. May I have your attention, please? Ready for the good news? Yes, this is really exciting news from your favorite network, 80. 80 is giving you, their cherished customer, a whopping 200% airtime bonus every time you buy airtime via credit transfer or 80 money. You can use this bonus to talk from crane to cran for up to 72 hours. Do you also know the interesting fact? You can ask your agent to do direct data bundles such as Sikakoko, Big Time, and Fuse bundles for you. So, the next time you need to top up whether airtime or direct internet bundle, just find the nearest 80 agent and request for credit transfer, or dial *110# to buy directly from your 80 money wallet. Don't miss your 200% bonus. Top up now. Spread the concern.
80. Life is simple.
You no longer need to travel far to access your funds, send from abroad, or conduct local transfers. With a network of 147 rural and community banks, RCBs, and more than 800 locations across the country, ARB Apex Bank and the RCBs boast of the largest bank branch network in the country for all money transfer services.
Whether you are receiving funds from abroad or conducting local transfers, ARB Apex Bank and rural and community banks provide you with the convenience through various trusted money transfer services such as Western Union, Ria Money, Unity Link, Apex Link, and Ghana Pay. Visit us today to access a wide range of banking and money transfer services. ARB Apex Bank and rural community banks, together for progress.
We've conquered Ghana with you, escaped with you to the western region, gone on the Savannah Safari together. Remember that Fajeto conquest, kayaking on the Volta Lake? Those were very educative, fun, and memorable discoveries of Ghana we made together. It's now time to take it a notch higher, make new discoveries, create new experiences, and relive nightlife back in the days with the Eastern Camp Adventure. This time, let's pitch camp on top of the serene Ebri Mountains, experience the adventure of tent accommodation, sit by the fireside, and relive those typical Ghanaian moments with a Nancy Stories jungle party with barbecue, Jama night, movie, a visit to the cinema waterfalls, and a Wukugwa, among other historic places. Let's also spend time at the Safari Valley Eco Park with good lunch. With only 1,500 Ghana cedis, your transportation, access to tourist site, full board meal, and everything else is covered. Save a spot now. Pay via Momo to 059-303-8842. Name on Momo is Daniel Boyfio Multimedia Group. And please reference Joy camp. Short code to purchase ticket is star 714 star 003 hash. For more information, please call 0302 216540. The Eastern Camp Adventure, discoveries, fun, and memories.
Recoded to do more with ease. The enhanced GCB mobile app. Download now from Google Play Store or Apple Store for all your transactions. Smooth, safe, and secure. Chale, tap the app. You don't need to have an account to upgrade. GCB mobile app. Recoded to do more. Upgrade your style. GCB Bank. Your bank for life.
Media Sambisa Namo. Eti Emratiano, Mumu Wipane to be Vietnam Podompe Mumana Yakono.
Hey, Quabna.
No Mumu wants to be just Mali Mariana there.
Hey,
and the crew. Cooperate to me number Dompimus so you super excellent eba. I had a binding to Braye. Who see it in a mobile, some man I want it. Sir, I need Nakujun you super excellent Chaco. Nenoni dear, a mouse when you could fit that. No what you ask you make your mother feel you. Hey, Kojo, sir. Yeah. Pepsodent Eba and a Pepsodent Chaco. A baby, you're gonna natural.
FDIJ Jadion Katuyatu.
Happy Monday and welcome to Vital Signs by Sonotech Medical Center. I'm Dr. Grace Bachman. This month of love, we've been looking at the heart. Today, let's look at ways to protect our heart. Eat healthy. A heart-healthy diet includes vegetables and fruits, beans and legumes, whole grains and healthy fats such as olive oil and avocado. Get active. Aim for at least 30 minutes to 60 minutes of activity daily. Stay at a healthy weight. Being overweight, especially around the middle of the body, raises the risk of heart diseases. Quit smoking and stay away from secondhand smoke. One of the best things you can do for your heart is to stop smoking. Even if you are not a smoker, be sure to stay away from secondhand smoking. Reach out to Sonotech on 0242 439 467.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy.
Yes.
For the younger generation.
Why are you excluding yourself?
Yeah, because that I'm not connecting. Yeah, they
are not connecting. Maybe you're a power.
Yeah.
No,
these ones for the Gen Z.
Yeah.
They love these ones.
Those who say the song is giving.
It's giving.
They ask yourself, what is it giving? They say, oh yes, it's giving.
It's giving good vibes.
Yes, and they say the vibe is vibing. I don't know who. I mean, they have to teach English in these schools to these young people again. It doesn't make sense.
Allow.
Yeah, it's
allow them to speak. Occur.
Yeah, I will soon talk about their unemployment numbers. It is reflective in their English.
Oh, please. By the way, obviously, before we get into our conversation about unemployment, there's a big one. You need to stay tuned. We're talking to Dr. Priscilla Chumisi-Bafo of the Department of Economics at the University of Ghana. She's a senior lecturer there, and she obviously has a lot of specializing background in employment. We'll be hearing from her shortly. But first, give your eyes the best attention they deserve. Don't joke with your eye health this year. With 30, I think this is 33 I'm seeing here. 33 years of experience, Robert & Sons Limited Optical Services continue to offer comprehensive eye care services to help address many eye problems or conditions that could affect your daily life and activities. You can get all-day comprehensive eye testing with modern equipment, eye specialist services. You get pediatric eye care services, visual field testing, retina damage detection scan or OCT, 100% original and unbeatable frames, as well as optical products including contact lenses and solutions. Every pair of glasses you ever see me wear are from Robert & Sons Optical Services. So go visit Robert & Sons in Adabraka, Usu Dankwa Circle, Tema Community 6, Weja, East Legon, Adenta, Kumasi, Ahonjo, Kufuridia, and the new and ultra-modern Abrepo Junction branch in Kumasi. You want to know more? Call 0302 222 601, or you can try 050 151 9111. Tell them I said you should call. They'll help you. Or you can just visit Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll find them at Robert N. Sons Ltd. Robert & Sons Optical Services. Seeing is believing.
And you know, one of the most heartbreaking things that could happen to you is finding out that the paper used to wrap your hot, spicy killiwilly is the CV you submitted for a job yesterday. How about that? People have seen their examination script. Paper is used in wrapping all of these things. Well, don't wait till it happens to you. ALX Africa's leading tech training provider has a range of tech courses to help us get the X factor and get ahead in the competitive world of work. Whether you are a full-time employee, a housewife who's looking forward to rejoining the workforce, or a fresh out of high school graduate, there's a place for you at ALX. You can take any of their 6 to 12-month tech courses in AWS cloud computing, Salesforce administration, data analytics, data science, front-end web development, and back-end web development. The choice is yours. Just search ALX Ghana online to apply. Your future will thank you. Your future self will thank you later. Apply today. ALX, do hard things.
Now, Waikare Capital is a multinational fund management company regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Waikare Capital, with experience in fund management and investment banking, has over the years helped its customers to thrive by enabling them to achieve their lifetime financial goals. Waikare Capital invests funds in ways that create a positive future for its customers, their families and businesses, and offers corporate finance and advisory in all of these areas. In these ways, Waikare Capital helps its customers to create the best life. You too can also create your best life. Just speak to Waikare Capital today on these numbers: 0501 577546 or 0501 577547. Locate their office on the 4th floor, Golf House, opposite the Ghana Standards Authority here in Accra, or visit the website Waikare Capital, WAICAREcapital.com for more information. Waikare Capital, together towards tomorrow.
Okay, let's get into the conversation then.
All right. So, the headline that caught everybody's attention was that Ghana's unemployment rate had hit 14.7%. There was a chart of how it had done over the past couple of years, rising from 11 point something to 14.9, and then coming down to 14.5, and then back up to 14.7. Now, these represent real people. Real people. Today's conversation is about how we got here and how we can get out of it. Now, before Raymond sets the stage for us, this conversation started, on PM Express. Franklin Kujo made some comments about it. I want us to listen to what he said.
Bit worried that as we speak right now, even those of us who are supposed to be gainfully employed, well, gainfully in quotes, really, gainfully employed, cannot make ends meet most of the times. And I think I saw an old mutual study, I think somewhere close to last year, that suggested that 2/3 of Ghanaians are financially stressed, which means that even when you are, even for those of us, for those people who are supposedly employed, their earnings do not take them throughout to that. They do not see the end of the month with their earnings, really. So it beggars belief, really, to think that close to 2 million people can be living, able-bodied men and women who are supposedly educated, cannot find jobs or who do not find good employment. And that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, it's like a ticking time bomb we are sitting. In fact, it's one of the most serious national security issues I suspect we should be dealing with as we speak right now. So those numbers are stuck, and it appears the numbers are increasing, that even the solutions are not necessarily that coherent right now as we speak from the various political parties.
Right, so yeah, that was Franklin Kujo, spelling out the situation there. Now, our guest is Dr. Priscilla Twumasi Bafo. She's a senior lecturer at the Department of Economics at the University of Ghana. Doc, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kojo. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you. Right. Now, before we get into it with Dr. Twumasi Bafo, Ray, lay out the situation for us.
Kojo, headlines. Now, we are talking about 2023, right? From the first quarter to the third quarter. In the first quarter, there was 1.69 million Ghanaians who were unemployed.
Yeah.
First quarter of 2023. In the second quarter, the number jumped to 1.77 million. This is not percentage, this is actual numbers. So from 1.69 million in the first quarter to 1.77 million in the second quarter. And by the third quarter, there were 1.85 million Ghanaians who were unemployed. This basically means that 74,734 more persons were unemployed between quarter 2 and quarter 3. You get my point?
Yeah.
Now let me move on to the other things that actually people are worried about. Now, the labor force participation rate increased significantly between the fourth quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023, but remained stable across the first 3 quarters of 2023. Consistently, the ability of the labor market to absorb or accommodate individuals seeking employment, that's the absorption rate, increased from the second quarter of 2022 to the third quarter of 2023. Now, the average unemployment rate for the first 3 quarters of 2023 was 14.7, with the rate among females consistently higher than males.
Right.
The sharp increase in unemployment rate of females between the fourth quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023 has culminated in an unemployment gender gap in 2023 relative to 2022. So the problem is more with women finding jobs than men in this case. The difference in the unemployment rates between urban and rural areas also widened successively for the first 3 quarters of 2023, urban and rural. Now, in the second and third quarter of 2023, the urban unemployment rate was almost twice compared to rural areas, which is also another key issue that's of importance to many. So these are the main elements of it. Generally, we have 74,000 or so people moving between just quarter 2 and quarter 3 becoming unemployed, or adding up to the numbers. And we are still comparing 1.8 million Ghanaians who are saying they are unemployed in the Republic of Ghana.
Right. Okay, so that's the situation. Let's try and understand it. Dr. Chumesi Bafo is still with us, joining us over the phone. Doc, maybe the first thing that came as a surprise to us was that these numbers are being shared by the statistical services while we are being told that the government has created some 2 million odd jobs. How is that possible?
Thank you, Kojo. Good morning, and good morning to your listeners. Essentially, when you look at the report by Ghana Statistical Service, I don't think it should be a big surprise to anyone. Why am I saying that? Because the economy has gone through difficult times in recent times. When you look at the pattern of growth since 2020, you can tell that the economy, it's not back to where it was before. And why am I saying this? Employment is the outcome of productive activities in the economy. Right. So if productive activities face challenges, then certainly it's not surprising that the ability to generate employment opportunities for people becomes hampered in a way. So that said, I believe that the issue of unemployment, I must also at this point commend the Ghana Statistical Service for the rapid publication of these statistics. Before the AHES publication, it was basically the Ghana Living Standard Survey. We took about 4 or 5 years to publish, but now at least this is a good gauge which serves as a good indicator for policymakers to keep an eye on it for relevant interventions to avert the situation we find, really.
So let's talk about the visible effects of such a leap in our unemployment rate. What are the signs in our economy that our unemployment rate is going up?
So, Kojo, as I said, even before the economy took a huge dip, we knew that the growth we were observing were not employment-generating growth. And so essentially all the time we talk about the need to look at the structure of the economy. Why is that? If you find that the economy is growing, but for instance, non-oil growth is not performing well, then it's an indicator that you struggle to generate jobs. Our economy has not grown in the way we expect, for example, for industry to be the lead in the growth process. So you find that the growth we observe is service-led growth. But even with this, when you look at the individual sectors, for example, between 2020 and 2022, you find that the average growth rate, 2020 to 2023, the average growth rate for the agricultural sector was 7.2%. Industry grew at 0.4%, and the service sector grew at 5.6%. If we are concentrating on employment generation, and here when you talk about employment, looking at generation of decent jobs, then our eyes should be on the industrial sector, the manufacturing sector, which generates decent jobs for your low to medium skilled individuals. But that essentially is not what you find. And so it is not surprising that employment generation, when you look at the absorption capacity of the economy, for example, is quite low compared to the labor force participation rate. It's not surprising, honestly.
Well, I mean, that is troublesome then, because we keep hearing that we've turned the corner. We keep being told some promising macroeconomic figures, but this is not translating into jobs. So what does this mean for the reality of this recovery for the average Ghanaian? I mean, how long before the average Ghanaian turns the corner?
Right. I believe that the conversation of turning the corner is really about macroeconomic stability because of the challenges the economy has gone through since 2020. And so I don't think that if anybody says the economy is turning the corner, the issue is about the fact that the economy is generating productive jobs. It is about the economy having a hang on inflation rate, for example. We know that inflation rate is still quite high, 23%. The depreciation of the currency is relatively stable. Other indicators are showing signs of positive recovery. But that said, the question is, even before the economy experienced these challenges, what was the position of employment generation? I think those are quite some of the issues we should interrogate. And even before that, there were challenges with employment generation because of the nature of the growth we observed. And so for me, I think that the conversation should be, what are policy makers doing in terms of investing in appropriate structural transformation where the growth becomes employment generating for the many people that the economy is churning out yearly as they join the labor market.
Right. If you just joined us, we're talking to Dr. Priscilla Twumasi Bafo, Senior Lecturer, Department of Economics at University of Ghana. We're trying to decipher unemployment figures. Ghana Statistical Service has given us a peek behind the curtain, and the reality is bleak. It's not looking good. It's getting worse. And this is against the backdrop of so many announcements from government about policies to create jobs. So, Dr. Twumasi Bafo, let me ask you, planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, not to forget things like Maslock and all the little loan schemes to boost small-scale business, and all the YEAs and all the Y starting institutions that were supposed to be creating jobs in this country. Are we saying that these things are not working?
Kojo, essentially, I will not say that they are not working, but perhaps the effect has been minimal. Why am I saying that? If you want to look at the impact of planting for food and jobs, for instance, we would have to track the performance of the agricultural sector. And if you look at the growth performance of the agricultural sector, I think in recent times it is the sector that has really held the economy, because when you look at, even in 2020, the sector grew by 7.2, when the industrial sector grew by negative 2.5 and the service sector grew by 0.7. So in tracking these, for instance, if you are looking at the impact of Maslock, we would expect that these would be equipping young entrepreneurs, existing entrepreneurs with the opportunity, giving them soft loans to be able to be productive. In as much as we do not see important turnaround in the performance of the industrial sector, the manufacturing sector, subsector, and even to a large extent the service sector, you find that some of these interventions have, at best, their impact have been very minimal.
So now let's start looking at what ought to be done to solve the problem. These are the things government has proposed in order to tackle unemployment. As you have identified, the effects have been minimal. What should they be doing instead?
Right. So the issue is, when you talk about the employment situation, employment is an outcome variable between demand and supply. So on the demand side, for example, why do people demand, firms demand workers for productive activity? So what is happening to productive activity? Those are the questions. For example, if you look at the cost of credit now, it's about 30% and beyond. Inflation rate is still quite elevated, and the measures that are used to control inflation also result in the high cost of credit, the cost of doing business, in terms of infrastructural support, loan support for small and medium-sized enterprises to help them grow to generate jobs. These are factors, and to a large extent, the import dependence of the economy. If you ask me, we keep talking about the need to develop strong value chain around the agricultural sector. There is still a lot of work that needs to be done, because the fact that we import a lot of the food items we consume here means that we are generating employment for others. When people import tons of containers of rice, tin tomatoes, and all others, what is the maximum number of jobs that these activities can generate? It is just jobs around the distribution. But the majority of the jobs that should come from the production process, we lose it because we are not doing the production domestically. And it is all because the production environment is not conducive. People face real challenges when they move into productive activities. Regulation is not too supportive of production. When you interview firm owners, they have so many problems, issues of taxation, issues of regulation, infrastructure, basic amenities. So really, it is not an issue that can be easily fixed. And when you look at the recent pattern, you find that governments in a haste to solve the problem would come up with one youth intervention or another. But essentially, those are not long-term solutions to the problem, because so long as the productive capacity is not responding, particularly expansion of the private sector, the ability to create jobs would always be a problem. And even in this job conversation, we know that if we are to interrogate the kinds of jobs that people are doing, then you find that the statistics would even be dire. Because in Ghana, as we speak, 2 out of 3 workers in this country are in a vulnerable employment. A vulnerable employment because they are working for themselves or they are supporting a family at home and all that. Those kinds of jobs are not decent jobs that afford people a decent living, really.
All right, Dr. Priscilla Twumasi Bafo, I'm going to ask you to be categorical for me. We've heard from at least 2 of those seeking to be president next year their plan to reinvigorate the economy. Former President Mahama talks about the 24-hour economy. Dr. Bawumia has a 70-point plan to restore our economy. Tell us, which of these do you see more jobs in?
Kojo, to be honest, I must say that I have not interrogated the issues. I have heard snippets of it in the media and all that. But for any proposed intervention towards solving these problems, we have to look at what the solutions are in terms of tackling the challenges of the productive sector in the economy. What is the intervention doing in terms of removing the challenges that small and medium-sized enterprises face in this country? What is the proposed policy doing about also in terms of the supply side, the education, training, and skills of the people that are moving into the labor market? We know that technology is changing the way production is organized. And so for that matter, for any proposed policy intervention, it has to be intentional about lifting the barriers to production and equipping people in the labor market with the requisite skills in terms of digital skills, soft skills, and all the relevant skills that the changing labor market requires in this economy. I think that will be my position.
Right. Well, before you leave us, I mean, Doc, you're a voter as well. So, as you know, all these people line up to ask for your vote in the area of employment. Summarize for us what you will expect someone who will be a good choice for president to say about their plan to tackle unemployment in Ghana.
Very well. So, anyone who has a thorough plan towards developing local production and reducing our import dependence, to me, would be an individual who would have the capacity to solve the challenge of unemployment, particularly youth unemployment in this country.
I don't think you could have put it any more simply. Thank you so much, Dr. Priscilla Twumasi Bafo.
Thank you very much, Kojo.
Indeed. Dr. Twumasi Bafo is a senior lecturer at the Department of Economics at the University of Ghana. And she's broken it down, right?
Yes, to the barest minimum that, I mean, understandably, anybody who is serious about it. But Kojo, you know, it's a problem. Luckily, and there's a point she made that we sometimes ignore. Until the Statistical Service started giving us quarterly, what they call it, unemployment figures. Kojo, for fact checkers, you hear government say 2 million jobs were created in 1 quarter. No evidence to back it. Sometimes if you query it, and it will happen with 745,000 jobs. Remember, we're in this country.
Yeah.
When you query it more, they say, oh, we gave support to farmers. We're hoping that each farmer would employ 2 or 3 more people.
Yeah.
And the hope transmogrified into figures.
Yes.
And then it became additional numbers added to the farms. So the other time we asked, publish the names of the people who have been employed in the 745,000. That is when all of these difficulties came in.
Yeah.
But if you really employ people, you don't have to create scenarios of employment. You don't have to use estimations and calculations to determine whether or not the person is employed. Because employment certainly must come with some other things you would know about. Yeah. Of course, in our system where there's a huge informal sector, which makes it sometimes difficult to see whether or not the person is paying SNIT for the workers in the farm, or they are paying SNIT for those workers on the market, some of these issues would arrive. But it is brought us, and Professor Nima and Co., they brought us something reasonable to estimate at least after every year. We know last year's figures and we know what we can rely on, which also meant that any serious government purporting or pretending to be creating employment would know whether or not your unemployment situation is getting worse or improving by the day. Yeah. So you're not flying blind. So you're not just out there because government there, sometimes we do things without what they call data. But now we have the data to be able to estimate properly and project into the future properly. My only difficulty, for example, when the statistics says that Accra and Kumasi have serious issues with unemployment, when the statistics actually elevates that and also puts in the problem with, and vulnerable employment has been a problem for a very long time, it should be shocking to us that 2/3 of our people are in vulnerable employment. That means there are no real safeguards in the employment that they are having. So, in all fairness, we are not giving the kind of jobs, even the jobs that we are giving to people, are not the kind of jobs we should be giving, or the system that should be providing the jobs in the first place. Then you ask yourself that big question: what happens to all the interventions? But we can all dilate it, right? We can all put it together and show you. In 2011, the Social Services Network did some work on employment programs that we are put in place. You'll be shocked. It will not be different from what we are talking about today.
Yeah.
That were just mere interventions meant to do 1 or 2 things within 2 years, mostly close to elections, create the illusion that we are solving a problem, and yet the bigger problem of not getting jobs for our people persists. If you want to know that a country has jobs for its people, one of the clearest signs, and somebody told me in the UK, is that a guy who leaves high school can walk into any of the retail big companies and say, I want to work for you. They say, bring a CV. Sometimes say that, let's do an interview. You get recruited that day and start working, let's say, in Tesco or any of the other alternatives. How many of the Tesco equivalents do you have in this country? So immediately tells you that fundamentally, Alternative to that, they could go to DHL or any of the manufacturing units and get on to do work that gets them recruited. They don't appear with a long CV. They don't go with all of the other qualifications we expect the university graduates to also have. But they can actually get jobs to do in these units. Until those ones are clear in your economy, at the lowest level, there is no way you can convince anybody that you are creating jobs and it's in abundance and the kind of jobs that they want. I mean, finally, a mismatch, right? It's not shocking that one of the tax reliefs we have in this country is for those who employ fresh graduates. Is it that businesses do not know that you get to actually have some relief if you just employ fresh graduates? In fact, if it's a certain percentage of your employment force, you get higher, what they call it, tax relief for it. Is it that they don't know? Is it that it's not enough? Or is it that they just do not think that that's the right way to go when it comes to employment? So we need to rethink it in a way that makes a lot of sense. And unfortunately, I just keep hearing people throwing around figures, slogans and all of that, not going to the core of the problem and telling us how they are going to grow this economy in ways that will not be jobless growth, but it will be real growth so that we can all benefit from it and people can live meaningful lives. I've said earlier, the most painful thing is for the guy to go through university, get a first class and be unemployed.
You see, beg your pardon, Kojo, I want to do something very simple. So let me use this example. Assuming you have a pig farm, okay, you start by building your sty, where you would keep the pigs. Then you'll get some, female pigs. If you want to be technical, it's a sow. They would give you these piglets. Now, when you start with a very small farm, you'd have one person. Now, as you expand, Raymond, you would need 2, 3, or 4 persons.
Yeah.
But this is the other point. So when you start at the initial stages, you're putting in your money. Or maybe you say, I want to go for a facility, which is a very difficult thing to do in this part of our world.
That's true.
But if you're lucky, and so you're not going to start by saying, I'm going to use the farm to get a facility. It's very difficult. So a lot of people will probably go for a facility, a personal loan, and will use part of it in actually establishing this farm.
Right.
I want to build a point right from the beginning. And I'll conclude by telling you the problems we face here. Now, as you move on, if you went for a loan from some of the banks, in fact, there are banks that actually only operate a variable rate. So you cannot go for a fixed interest rate.
Yeah.
And so if you went for a loan at the time where banks were running promotions and they gave you a loan at, say, 21 or 22%, and it got to the point where the economy was very terrible, and so those lending rates increased to 35%. Now, what would happen to you is that your interest payments automatically increase by almost about 70%. Yes. Think about that. Now, how do you then sustain the farm? Because you're supposed to be, working on the farm with your own funds. It's either you decide to close it down, or maybe you get an investor, somebody who will come in and support you.
Yeah.
Or you probably may want to sell some of the animals, which may be very young, and so will not bring you a lot of money. When you sell these animals at a very early age, what that would mean is that you no longer would have a lot of animals, and so may not need 2 or 3 persons. Okay? Because you started with one person, Raymond.
Yep.
Now that you've decided to, sell the animals, you're probably getting back to how you started. And so you tell one person, okay, I'm sorry, I cannot continue paying you. Or because if I keep you here, you may not be doing anything. So how about you step aside? When I get money, or when the farm expands where I need another hand, then I would call you. What's the simple point I'm trying to make? The simple point I'm trying to make is that the cost of doing business in this country is so high.
Yeah.
It's very high.
Yeah.
And so if I want to, reduce my cost of doing business, I look at my cost of production. I say, where do I cut, for instance? There's certain things that you cannot do anything about, the materials, for instance. And so you look at the persons involved, you look at the processes and say, well, I can no longer continue this way. I probably may do a few things. Let me give you another example. Look, if you produce sachet water or bottled water, what are you going to do? The cost of water is the same. Okay? if the if the sachet price increases, you'd have to increase. If the distribution cost increase, you'd have to take a few decisions here and there.
Yeah.
Okay, do I take it over myself? But sometimes in taking it over yourself, it means that you also would have to buy a few things. Do you have money to buy them? If I don't have money to buy them, it means I would have to look for money and buy it. If I look for money and buy it, how am I going to pay for that money? I can only pay by making it the debt of the business. And how do I pay the business's debt? I pay the business's debt by making profits and using part of it to pay, or by making income. How do I generate that income? I probably may look at you and say, well, I need to increase it. You need to pay some more. This is the point for me. Cost of credit in this country is so high that it's a huge disincentive to business.
Exorbitantly high.
Yes, it's a huge disincentive to doing business. Look, so today, if I ask you to come for a loan at 20% to do business in this country, how many people can take a loan of 20%, do business and expand? I started with you with just showing the simple thing about a farm. That as the farm expands, you need more hands. And if the farm contracts, you'd have to lay off workers. That's how businesses work. But you see, the whole idea of incentivizing is that we want to ensure that businesses grow, businesses expand. Because you cannot expand and be wicked to say, I'll keep the same people in the business. You can decide to let them work for long hours, but if they do work for long hours over a certain period of time, they're going to break down and you may have to replace them by bringing in additional hands. So what you do is actually to consider even running a shift, consider bringing more people on board, and that's how we do it. Unfortunately for us, the same cannot be said about Ghanaian businesses. The Maslach that you talked about, soft loans, how many people deserve these soft loans? And so here we are, sadly, talking about incentives.
The tabletop soft loans.
Tabletop soft loans.
That is given during elections.
Yes, here we are
predominantly in people's constituencies.
Look, here we are talking about soft loans, but people don't get these soft loans. And so you're talking about the need to expand, the need for businesses to grow. But the businesses are not getting the funds they need to grow. Where's the market? That's another important thing we never talk about in this country. Okay, initially we had talked about ECOWAS, now we've talked about, an African market, an African continental free trade area. Where's the market for people to take their products, for instance? Who is ensuring that they meet the standards that are needed? There's only one standard. Before you had said there's only an international standard, a global standard. And so let nobody say, the Ghanaian standard. But I say, how do you ensure that your people meet those standards? It is not okay saying that, we've signed on to AFTA and that's the end of the world. It's not okay saying that, the ECOWAS market is available and that's the end of the world. It's okay saying, I have been able to assist Raymond, Samuel Mbura, and Kojo Yankson to be able to reach out to this market. And by their ability to reach out to this market, they've been able to increase their revenue by these margins, and they have paid this level of taxes to us, and they've brought in this amount of foreign exchange to the country. That's how you run it. Okay, so I have consistently maintained, one thing I don't hear, we've heard about the golden age of business, we've heard about the private sector being the engine of growth, but what we do not hear is the number of millionaires or billionaires that have been created in this country. We don't have that deliberate plan to say, I want to do this. And so we will talk. When we had a chance during COVID-19 to right the wrongs, what did we do? What did we do with the funds that we got out of COVID-19? And so our problem is a huge one. Unfortunately, we sit down, we stand in ants pretending to be driving away ants. Come back and the ants will bite you, because as you drive, those ones that are climbing, another one is climbing. The same situation of Ghana.
The heroes in this are the Ghana Statistical Services, led by Professor Enim. The work that they've done, and you see how they've now started to target the work of the Statistical Service to problem solving. So they look at a problem and they gather data. So now, if as a government you don't tackle the issues, then it's your fault, because the Ghana Statistical Service has told you what the problem is. They've done the work, and for that they should be commended. Look, if there are any awards to be given, give all of them to Professor Enim. Now let's talk about why we are where we are. You see, you as a government, you claim that the effects of COVID and Ukraine war on you, your country, is worse than the effect of these same things on any other country in the world. So Winston talks about global standards, right? So around the world, somehow we were hit worst by COVID and Ukraine, even though we were managing our economy best. We were doing the best job of managing our economy, but COVID and Ukraine affected us worst. Okay. Let's think about the actual policies that this government has implemented and the effect it has on unemployment. You see, if you are deliberate about doing things that will make life difficult, don't be shocked when life is difficult. Look at all these taxes. Taxes on everything. Everything from electricity to, look at the import duty. This company we keep mentioning, Nivea, they just packed up and left. Do you know how many jobs they left with?
Recently, I was told the TV company also left. So
right?
Yeah.
Do you know how many jobs they are leaving with? And these are the effects of your direct policies. Winston has talked about interest rates. Look, let's take our own sector. If suddenly you come out with a policy that says a radio station can only broadcast to a 45 kilometer radius, immediately, are they not going to have to let people go? Because their advertising revenue is going to come down. So what else will happen? So if you are implementing policies that are going to directly affect people's ability to employ, why are you shocked that unemployment is going up? Then rather you come and tell us that you've employed 2 million people. Well, now the Ghana Statistical Service has told you the reality of the situation. So let me ask, Mr. President, MASLOC, yes, YesDep and MASDEP and all these other institutions that you have paid people to run with the aim of improving our unemployment situation. Since the situation is getting worse, which of them will you fire? Which of them will you sack? Because clearly they are not doing what they were meant to do. They are not. So, Mr. President, if nobody gets sacked for this, if no heads roll, what does that tell us about your relationship with failure? How do you feel about failure? If you've set out to employ and pay people to do something to achieve a result, and you are being told that year in, year out, that result is not being achieved, yet you continue to pay them, not just pay them, but praise them in public. This person is doing a fantastic job. This person is doing an excellent job. They are still there, still being paid, still collecting all kinds of incentives, and the problem is getting worse. What is your relationship with failure? That's where I'll leave it. Let's take some messages. In fact, before we go, just listen to the people behind the statistics we are talking about. This is from the Pulse last night. That's when Franklin Cudjoe spoke. The Probe, sorry, last night. That's where Franklin Cudjoe also spoke. Listen to actual people behind the statistics we are discussing.
As qualified teachers, the only avenue that we can seek an alternative for is the private sector, the private institutions, and then home teaching. But as we sorted for that one, what happens is that these people also want someone that can stay with them for a longer period of time.
Right.
Because each teacher with their philosophy of teaching. So if you cannot stay with us for a very long time, before the children will adapt to your teaching philosophy and start to pick up in the classroom, then you are either leaving them or going somewhere.
Right.
So they are careful about our employment. This is what has led us into this devastating moment finally. So there is no option out there for us. We have many cars that is being distributed, and if you give the benefit of the moment, it will testify from our members, affected members. They will tell you, they will bear testimony to what I'm saying.
The problem is not only about feeding, but about the state of the mental health of the people. One of my members sent me an audio, and then it was all cries. He said, "Oh, could you imagine, please? Could you imagine my younger brother could call me out and talk to me as if I'm a small child just because I'm unemployed. The people I started with, as I speak, we have the 2021 batch, 2022, and then the 2023 who are almost done with their rotation. So most of us, I would say the 2020 batch, that's almost 4 years.
Hi, did you know that your general health can affect your oral health? Welcome to another episode of Time with the Dentist. My name is Dr. Gwendolyn Amakwe Baiche, and this is proudly sponsored by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association. Certain conditions related to our general health can have erosive effect on our teeth, and I'd like to draw your attention to some of these conditions. But before that, you should know that the stomach is a part of the body where there is high production of acid to aid in digestion. Acid has the ability to remove some of the minerals of our teeth, like calcium, in a process known as demineralization. So any condition that will cause the stomach contents to move into the mouth will cause acid to come into contact with our teeth. The first condition I'd like to talk about is GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, also known as acid reflux. This digestive disease occurs when the acid content of the stomach flows up the esophagus or windpipe and into the mouth at regular intervals, worse after eating or when lying down. So you may feel heartburns or pain in the chest. Conditions that cause frequent vomiting, like pregnancy at certain trimesters, as well as bulimia, where one forces themselves to vomit after binge eating, can cause the acid content of the stomach to come into contact with the teeth, contributing to erosion of the teeth. For those of us who take lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, it's best to do this with a straw to avoid direct contact with the teeth. With alcoholic beverages being acidic, chronic alcoholism can have erosive effect on the teeth. When the outermost layer of our teeth, enamel, is exposed to acid over a long period of time, it begins to wear down, and so you may feel sensitivity or pain with hot or cold fluids. The teeth get weak and gradually break down. You may develop cavities as well as discoloration of the teeth over time. If you experience any of these conditions I've mentioned earlier, consult a physician. Saliva keeps the tissues of our mouth moist and comfortable for eating and talking. It helps in digestion of food and also neutralizes any acidity in the mouth. There are many causes of bad breath, some of which include not brushing your teeth and flossing properly twice a day, cavities in your teeth that can pack food, gum diseases, eating spicy foods regularly, including garlic and onions, smoking, and chronic alcoholism. Erosion of your teeth can cause you to require extensive dental treatment or even lose your teeth. Visit a dentist for more advice on how to prevent your teeth from wearing away. Remember to floss and brush your teeth twice a day with a fluoride-containing toothpaste like Pepsodent. This campaign is proudly sponsored by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association.
Yes. If you've seen a video of somebody putting their phone on the ceiling to dance, this is the song. This is the song that they use in those videos.
Nowadays, when they play the song, you have to connect it to an event or something like that.
Or
because I know the ceiling challenge, but I didn't know that this was the song they were using. There's a ceiling challenge.
Powerful challenge.
It means I'm
so Ubati and Aaron were dancing to the thing. I was not sure. I don't know why they were looking up to the sky. So if you see, they put a camera somewhere close to. I saw somebody who put it around their shower, what they call it. So,
I've seen that one that they put there.
Then they'll be dancing.
That's the challenge.
Ceiling challenge.
You know, sometimes that you see these things, then
you're not sure.
The volumes are actually low, so you don't even know what is happening. So I didn't pay attention. I didn't even know there was a challenge.
Today, Ubeti wants you guys to know you are old men.
No, I mean it's been a very dangerous development.
Aaron saw me watching the reels and he said, "Oh, Mr. Ahmad, do you watch this too?" I said, "Oh,
why not? But how do you keep updated?
You have to know what's happening.
But I didn't know. I didn't know about it. I'm sure when I get home, my wife will say, "Hey, as for you, dear." I didn't know.
Ceiling challenge.
A lot of things were happening in the world.
Ceiling challenge.
That's what's been going on.
Okay, I see.
Anyway, welcome to 2024.
Is that why Ubati's been playing these songs?
Yes.
So you don't get it, okay. Well,
I get it now.
You get it now. Okay, we can now proceed. Listen. Go to Safari Valley Eco Park. They've got the amazing safari wildlife experience awaiting you. An amazing and harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife. It's been a while. I need to go back there.
Please, you have exhausted your quota for the year.
Enjoy the zebra. This year I haven't been there.
No, hold on.
This year it's true. This year you have not been there.
Hold on.
But it's also factual that this year he has not been there.
But let's also help him appreciate the year.
That we are in 2024.
We're in 2024.
So we are just a few weeks into
September to September is 1 year.
Yes. Okay, it's true. After September.
No, if the assumption is if the assumption is that
my brother.
If the assumption is that every year I can go say twice.
Yes.
My brother.
Then this year I have two. I haven't done any yet. I haven't gone either of the two yet.
The good thing about statistics is that we've set it year on year.
Yes.
September to September.
That's all.
After that, you come back.
So make sure that your year starts from September.
I don't like these propaganda statistics. Anyway, listen. Even if I can't go, you absolutely can.
Certainly.
Okay, go and enjoy it from a starting price of 250 Ghana cedis. It's free for children up to 6 years, and this place is only an hour from Accra. So listen, go and enjoy it. From 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. they are open each day. Go visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, go to safarivalleyresort.com. Check them out on Instagram or call 059-691-4394.
Raymond, I'm sure you also pronounce it as Peugeot.
Yeah. When I was in those days,
it's not Peugeot. We used to.
We used to say Peugeot.
Oh, Peugeot.
No, Peugeot in iPad. They also Peugeot. Now they people have changed it.
Peugeot 3008 SUV.
Wow.
So it says unwrap the ultimate Valentine surprise. The Peugeot 3008 SUV. Love at first drive. This February, buy a new Peugeot 3008 SUV from Silver Star Auto and you could be on your way to Dubai with your partner. Now, this promo is valid till February 29th, 2024. Visit our Facebook and Instagram pages to book for details. Terms and conditions apply. Silver Star Auto, your trusted partner.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority reminds all persons registered for VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy that VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy and Communication Service Tax returns for January 2024 should be submitted on the VAT, NHIL Levy and CST returns forms not later than Thursday, 29th of February 2024, which is the last working day of the month. File your VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy and CST returns early and avoid payment of penalties. For VAT, NHIL, Get Fund Levy, the penalty is 500 Ghana cedis and a further penalty of 10 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. For CST operators, Late filing of returns attracts a pecuniary penalty of 2,000 Ghana cedis and a further penalty of 500 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. We encourage taxpayers to file their returns online. Take note. We encourage taxpayers to file their returns online, and this is on this portal, taxpayersportal.com. taxpayersportal.com. And also to note that in line with the GRA cashless policy, both check and cash payments should be made at any of the 23 designated banks, the Ghana Gov platform, or via USSD code *222#. Remember to submit the January 2024 returns no later than Thursday, 29th of February 2024, which is the last working day of the month, and avoid paying huge penalties. Kindly get in touch with us by email info@gra.gov.gh or by WhatsApp on 055-299-0000 and 020-063-1664.
All right, a few messages coming through.
Yes, a lot of them. One here, let's get into our X messages. And this one from @Kadman Atamils is the same person you know.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so, while we're talking about this, Aaron put a question on how we can do that. And he responds to them and says, to grow is to produce more. To produce more is to use resources, capital and labor more efficiently and to bring more into production. Therefore, the key to curbing unemployment lies in curbing conflict of interest, self-dealing over bloated contracts and wanton thievery. Raymond, what's your take on that?
Yes, when we cut the waste and all the other things, we can roll it back in. But of course, that's not the only thing. I think the earlier part I agree perfectly. To grow is to produce more, and to produce more is to use your resources properly. I think that's absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Great. @Al_Amin says self-employment is the best solution to reducing unemployment massively. NSS allowance should be paid well so that students can even save 50% of the money at the bank, so that after 1 year service, most service personnel can start their own business. Okay. Prophet Afro Sumari says high employment rate is a byproduct of a thriving economy. You fix the economy, you will get your jobs. Anything other than that will be an expensive short-term fix which won't last, like NAPCO. Joseph Jiwanu says there's no job, the few ones you have to pay bribe to get employed. The old ones above 60 years don't want to leave office. Private sector is paying graduate little wages like 400 for teaching work in the private schools. We've talked about underemployment.
Yes.
We've talked about persons being financially stressed, and he's right. Dr_Edible says even trained nurses since 2020 are still at home. The state institutions doing enough? Your guess is as good as mine.
Wow. Well, certainly very interesting and intriguing messages there. Send your messages through to us as well, 055-111-997, or just tweet at us. Use the hashtag JoySMS. We're not calling it tweets anymore. Yeah?
Yes,
Post on X, right?
But you see,
Post on X.
if you look at those who sent in their tweets, for instance, their post on X, let me put it that way. Now, you would get one thing. We've all agreed. You've all agreed that a thriving economy would actually lead to a rise in employment rate. You know what? Let's just go for a final bit of messages. When we come back, I'll tell you more about this.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme NHIS has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castnet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Making love sounds to a
Just before we go, let's remind you that KingdomStoreOnline.com wants you to come pick up the best stuff from Kingdom Books and Stationery, pay via Momo across all networks, and get free delivery if you're in Accra or Tema. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So you need to mark the 5th of March on your calendar, 6:30 p.m. at the British Council. Join us in collaboration with an amalgam of professional bodies as organizing a public lecture on the topic as the Fourth Republic delivered faith leaders and good governance. The speakers include Abe Kusego, Susan Eduamankwa, and the main speaker is Theodore Albright, and the moderator for this event is Philip Osebonsu, aka Obi. And yes. Admission is free. Call this number 0244-220-427 for more info. The event is powered by Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible.
So we're still talking about the Eastern Camp. From the 16th to the 17th of March.
Yeah.
It's very, very important, and all of you must take advantage of it. I've told you that when we get to Awukugwa, when we go to the Konfanoche Shrine, they'll tell us the history. And Raymond, I was telling you the history about the Battle of Eyasi.
Yes.
That actually ended the reign of Denchira as a powerful kingdom within the southern part of the country and led to the establishment of the Asante Empire.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw the kola tree which was cut recently. At the time, history has it that Intim Jakari was chewing kola when he was arrested by Asante soldiers. He was brought to Konfanoche. Now, Konfanoche also, conjured kola and started chewing and forced Intim Jakari to spit his. Once he spat, he also spat, and that one germinated immediately. That is the kola tree you saw in those days. You have to be
Champion Konfanoche.
Yes, you will tell
Champion
you
Konfanoche.
These and more stories.
I can see why his Koreans is role model.
They should be making movies from these.
I mean,
yes.
Anyway,
so it's only 1,500 Ghana cedis. 1,500 Ghana cedis. Save a spot now. Pay via Momo to 0593038842. The name on the Momo is Daniel Boyfio Multimedia Group, and reference is Joy Camp. For more information, call 0302-216-540. The Eastern Camp Adventure, Discoveries, Fun and Memories. Of course, there'll be the Anansi Stories. David Donto will be there. We'll pass by Safari Valley Eco Park.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mekobi,
yeah,
Mekobi.
All right, listen, thank you so much for listening. We love you so much. We're back tomorrow with more. Until then, on behalf of the team, we ask you to stay on joy. My name is Kojo Youngson. I'm the morning man.